We want to welcome you guys back to It's a Bit. Very special guest with us in studio. We have Paul Lambert, Meatsauce, KFAN, Powertrip Morning Show. Sauce, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you guys?
Oh, great.
Good.
We're great. It's a Wednesday. We got some beers in the studio. We can't complain.
Yeah, it's a great time.
It's a great time. I was going to ask you, are you ready to talk about the Timberwolves for the next hour?
Yeah, we could talk
No,
Wolves.
okay.
I think I'm. Can I swear?
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
fuck
go
yeah.
We
All right.
encourage it.
I think me and Johnny Athletic are the only fucking people watching the Wolves.
Yeah, I'm
like
not.
I would bet there are under. I mean, I don't know. I'm not very bright, but I would bet there's under 2,000 people watching them. I mean, they're horse shit.
Yeah.
They're embarrassingly bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could. I'll talk whatever you want to talk about. But I actually watch them. I like watching Anthony Edwards play basketball.
Yeah.
But there's very few of us that enjoy it. But yeah.
There's a kid on TikTok who follows us who claims that Glenn Taylor's his grandpa. So I'm like, well, kiddo, tell him that he needs to do dollar beer night if he wants people to go to the games. So that's our idea.
Honestly, I don't even think that would work.
Probably not.
I mean, it's so fucking
Maybe free
bad.
beer.
Yeah, I don't think that would work. You'd have to do. I don't know what you'd.
Well,
have
maybe
to
you could
do,
pay
but
people
yeah.
to go to the games.
Yeah,
That might work.
That might be their next bit.
They might have to start losing money to get fans in the.
Or,
well, they're already losing money.
Or
but
the Target Center is just pumped when the pandemic happened because they're like, yes, now people will stop talking about how empty our stadium is. Now, like, we have to be like, sorry, the stadium's got to be empty.
Yeah, it's a sad affair over there.
Yep.
would you say like you're one of the Timberwolves optimists that they'll be good in a few years?
I am, but I'm not. Like, I'm the first person, and I don't know why I didn't with Marnie. I believe too much in him, but I'll bet the under. Powertrip bets all the time will text me and be like, the best money to make in Las Vegas is betting the Wolves under. I think they've hit it like 6 or 7 of the last 8 years. Like, that's how
Really?
bad they are. And
Or-
they're well on their way. I mean, I think they'd have to basically win out not to hit it this year, but yeah, I don't know. I love Anthony Edwards. I really like Carl, but I don't think D'Angelo Russell is any good, and it's no wonder he's been on 4 or 5 teams. But I always think they're going to be good, and then they're just hideous. So yeah, no luck so far.
I have a wild Wolves speculation. You ready to hear it? Of
course.
I believe I'm the first person to uncover it. Maybe I'm not, but I like to believe so. So here's the deal, right? LeBron James' son is going to be in the league in, 2 years?
Yeah.
And he's going to enter the draft.
Yep.
He's obviously going to go first round. LeBron has 2 years left on his contract, and the rumors are that he's going to go wherever his son goes. So the Wolves keep losing. We keep being in the lottery pick. We get him in the first round. LeBron James is forced to come play in Minnesota unless, knowing the power that he has, he moves some things around and we end up trading his son, ultimately trading him to, like, the Lakers. But, I mean, am I an idiot, or as from a Wolves guy, is that possible?
I just don't think that I mean, it is. Anything's possible, as Kevin Garnett once said. But I just think that I've never seen the kid play. Is he good? Like, is he good enough to be a first-round
yeah.
Or
pick?
is it just his name?
Well,
Bronny's
is it
pretty
just
good.
Well, you
Is
draft-
he?
Yeah, he's real good.
You draft him, and then LeBron has to come, or else he looks like a fraud to everyone he told that he was going to play with his son one day.
Well, I think the NBA draft is extremely rigged, and
Yeah,
I
probably.
believe it to the.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everything about the NBA is rigged. I think there's a means to the end with the NBA, and everything is all fucking backwards. But I don't know. It would be. I mean, LeBron would be. I mean, LeBron's. I think he's a year younger than I am, and I'm 38. I think he's 37, so he'd be almost 40 years old.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot that's got to happen. I mean, he's got to not get hurt. I mean, he's still the best player in the league, but
Oh, yeah.
at 40, I don't know. It'd
would-
be cool, but you know he's going to end up on a team, and the Cavaliers. It doesn't matter who. Even if the Wolves had a 99% chance to get the first overall pick, and Bronny was going to be the number 1 overall pick, they wouldn't win it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's just the way that it'll set itself up so the team that wins it, that gets to pick LeBron James Jr.
Yeah.
will be a good team that he'd want to go to. It's exactly what it'll be.
The powers that be will ensure that the Timberwolves do not get Bronny James.
It's a
And
conspiracy.
do not get LeBron James. Even I'm convinced too somehow, if the Timberwolves did get the number 1 overall pick in the lottery and they did get it, for some reason something would happen that we still wouldn't pick Bronny James because there would be some sort of excuse from ownership. Oh, we just didn't see something.
Or
in
we
him,
would
but
pick him, and LeBron would be like, "I never said that shit."
I'm not going to Minnesota.
Not
Yeah,
cold.
or
It's
he'd,
too cold
or he'd
there.
be traded. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Be traded in the draft.
But Cleveland's a shithole. Cleveland's
Yeah,
worse than
that's
Minneapolis.
true.
I
That's
know.
true.
Minneapolis gets ripped on. Cleveland is a dump.
Yeah,
Cleveland's
Cleveland's awful. I've been there like once, I think, and it's just awful. It's Ohio. The whole state of Ohio sucks.
Yeah, well,
But
Bowling Green.
yeah,
Bowling Green,
What fucking
the
name is
MAC, the MAC
The
championship,
the MAC
That's
conference.
Bowling
What-
Green.
Maction.
Well, there's there's 10 of there are 11 or there are 14 teams that are in Ohio. Like what, Akron, Bowling Green.
That says
Toledo.
enough about the
Ohio.
MAC right
Yeah.
there.
This dumps. No.
yeah, they're all
Makes sense.
hideous. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on LaMelo Ball?
I would have taken him number one, and
100%.
I was super high on Anthony Edwards. I think the thing that crushed Anthony Edwards is I don't think his team would have made the tournament. I don't think they would have. I think they were bad enough that if we'd had a tournament last year, I don't think they would have made it. But LaMelo Ball is really, really good. But I was talking to a couple people the other day. The team he plays on sucks. Like it's not like he's on this team that's like 15-4. They're like 2 or 3 games better. He's really good, but I just think if you watch from a pure athletic standpoint, Anthony Edwards is way better. I think they mismanaged him early on. I would have let him start from the beginning. I think Anthony Edwards is a better player. I think LaMelo plays in a lot of garbage time.
Yeah.
And because he's a ball, he gets a lot of the pub.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
you have to deal with his dickhead dad. That's the
Yeah,
downside
who a lot of people are.
the equation.
I think I saw the other day that
His fucking dad.
they're now saying that Patrick Mahomes' girlfriend and his mom are the new Ball family.
And his brother.
And his
dude.
brother.
And his brother
Hey,
Jackson Mahomes.
Well,
Who the hell's Jackson Mahomes?
you don't know who Jackson Mahomes
No.
is?
He
No.
is an annoying little
He's a-
rat
he's a-
on TikTok.
he just dances to shit.
Yeah.
And he screams when they're winning. You know how Brittany, that's his
Yeah.
fiance, how she's just fucking annoying whenever he does anything.
He's
Yeah.
even worse.
Jackson just joins in now, so he's
Oh.
kind of like the male version.
He's
of
been
her.
on some of the videos that I've seen throughout the playoffs where
Yeah,
it
he
shows
did
her
that.
screaming and then he pops in. Woo!
just-
It's like,
they-
oh my gosh,
Like
this
they
is one of
feed off each other.
this is just so damn annoying.
horrible.
I mean, I would say look him up, but I don't. You might not be
No,
worth
it's
the
not.
time.
Don't give him
I'm
the
good. I'm
publicity.
not on TikTok. I'm good.
Yeah, no.
Sauce, your voice is in the intro of our show. Did you
Really?
know that?
No, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
So the first time that you guys ever mentioned us on air, it was you crediting our Twitter account. You were like 10,000 takes. It's because Tommy Olson got our rock button. We were the ones who tweeted that video of the rock.
The shut up, bitch.
Yeah, yeah,
On the
yeah,
OPI.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then Tommy brought it up, and you were like, "Oh yeah, I saw that on Twitter." It was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
10,000 takes.
I appreciate that.
I grabbed the audio, and you're like a main part of the intro now.
I thought that one of the first times I saw you guys was the Kirk Cousins singing bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. I think I
That's
mentioned you
another
guys.
one.
Yeah.
That was a popular one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was last fall. But one of our first viral tweets was when the Vikings beat the Saints in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
Michael
and
Thomas or
Yeah.
some the Saints
well,
fans
Michael
just in
Thomas.
general.
They said Kyle Rudolph pushed off, and
Yeah.
then we pretty much just had a tweet out that said Saints fans.
Shut up, bitch.
That was OPI, and then shut up, bitch.
That's
and
the
then-
best.
Yeah,
it's
yeah. Old-fashioned rock is amazing.
Yeah.
But then we resurfaced it wasn't our video, but we
The Kirk Cousins
resurfaced
one.
the Kirk Cousins ones, but we found it, and I'm like, how has this not been like reposted? It had like 20,000 views on like YouTube
From like 2012, when Big Ten Network
I'm like,
uploaded it.
we're just gonna post this, and because this is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it is hilarious.
And,
yeah.
and I'm like, I can't believe when we found it. I'm like, I cannot believe this exists.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the most Kirk thing to do.
It's really good. Yeah, we play it a lot on the Power Trip.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, man.
Corey
Amazing.
loves it. Yeah.
Well,
It's fucking
I mean, yeah,
hilarious.
because like Barstool picked it up, then it was like Old Row, and then I know you guys talked about it on your show,
Yeah.
and Sports Center talked about it. I mean, none of them really gave us. I think you guys definitely gave us credit, but Sports Center was just like, oh, a viral video got resurfaced of Kirk Cousins back from college, and you know, it's fun to have your few seconds of fame every now and then.
Yeah, that's why you do it.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
WCCO spelled our Twitter handle wrong, but we're not going to get into that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I blame Rosie.
yeah, Rosie.
Rosen,
Yeah,
come on, fuck
yeah,
'em.
100%.
Get
You
your shit
guys
together.
had Julia Rose on your after party podcast. Was it
Yeah,
a week
man.
ago?
Hockey's really good about like he's verified on Twitter, and I didn't know this, but you can like go through other verified people
Yeah.
that follow you. I didn't know that. I'm
it's
not
like a gated community for people who are famous.
Yeah, I didn't know that because I'm not verified, but he is.
Yeah.
And he's like, we're going to have her on. And I was like, okay. And then, of course, the best part of it was he goes, you want to see her magazine? I'm like, you actually fucking bought the magazine? He's like, no.
He bought the
No,
$20
yeah,
subscription.
the subscription thing. And I was like, oh, all right, cool. And she's really, she's really good. And I think like when we had Lisa Ann on in that, it's just I think they're great. I
Yeah.
think they're
No,
just
they're
both of them. Are not,
entertainers.
yeah,
No.
they're just
Well-
really good
well,
at
and
what
Lisa,
they do.
Lisa Ann is fantasy wise, like not fantasy. That
Your
means-
fantasy.
like fantasy football, and I was listening
knows
to
her shit, yeah.
Saturdays with Sauce. It was a great interview.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, she's really good, and so was Julia Rose. And but the thing, and I'm all for it. I'm all for anybody, and not. I mean, anybody who can do something that they take a lot of pride in and that they've done on their own is amazing.
Yeah.
The work ethic and all that is amazing. But I mean, if we're gonna just call it like it is. I hope that magazine makes her a bazillion dollars. I hope she
yeah.
becomes
She
extremely
deserves
famous. But eventually, in the fucking world we live in, you're gonna go boobs, like, and it's not that that's
Yeah.
bad.
Well, now
They're
you can,
great.
Well, now you can play Fortnite.
Yeah.
So.
Correct. And the other thing too is like you look at it and you're like, why would I pay $100? Like you could go to Twitter and see whatever you want. I hope it makes a ton of money for her. But like, if this was a magazine that came out in like the 2000s, she would be a giant star.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
eventually, I think people are going to go, I paid $100 for. I mean, they're all stunning women, but I paid $100 for boobs.
Well, Pornhub's free.
This isn't
Right.
the 80s
and
anymore.
Twitter.
man.
I mean, you
honest.
can get all that stuff on Twitter, and I think a lot of people
Yeah.
are just desensitized to her. But more power to her. And she's great. She's a
Well-
really good interview, and she complimented Sen Hockey this like super nice direct message about how like thank you for like treating me the way that you guys did, and not just it's just
Yeah.
that's just kind of
Yeah, you
who
guys
we are, I guess.
And then I don't know if you know who you knew the other guy, Jack Savage. He's a pretty popular prankster on like YouTube. He does
Yeah.
stuff with Nelk all the time
Mhm.
down in South
Yep.
Florida. He does crazy ass pranks.
I had no idea who that was.
Yeah, no, and when you guys said and her friend Jack is on who did it with him, I'm like, holy shit, they're getting like two big people right now.
I thought that was Jack Dorsey.
No, that was a bit.
That was a bit.
No, that's no way.
They did not
Good
have the
bit.
CEO
Yeah.
of Twitter on.
Good
That'd be
Lord.
sweet.
Awesome.
That would
would
be
be
sweet.
too.
And
but
you lead with that. I
No,
mean, you
but-
say it's Jack Dorsey. I hope.
Jack Savage guy has like over 1 million subs on YouTube. So
Yeah.
that was a little bonus you guys got there.
Yeah,
but-
and I think after we did it, Corey was like, "Holy fuck!" Or what? I think Zach pointed it out.
yeah. Well, and all he said was like, "Oh yeah," and I'm Jack. Like I'm her friend Jack. And the only
Yeah.
reason I knew was because I saw from his Twitter and Insta that he was doing that whole stunt with her.
Yeah.
So that was kind of fucking cool.
Yeah, I
But-
had no idea who that was. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I actually have a little bit of a history with
Yeah.
Julia Rose. So back in like June, we made a video where I was just sitting here in the studio working, and I found like this boyfriend application that you can fill out like a PDF. I started filling it out, and I told Cameron, I'm like, start rolling it. I'm like, just hanging out in the studio here tonight. I'm filling out a boyfriend application for my dream girl, Julia Rose, and you know I'm gonna send it to her. We're gonna do this whole thing. She like quote tweeted it and was like, "Oh, don't worry, we'll call you," like winky face. And I immediately, like, I didn't even know she responded to the tweet. I had like all these friends texting me like, "Dude, are you gonna go on a date with Julia Rose and all this shit?" And I'm like, "What?" And I looked at she tweeted that, and I was like, "That's weird considering she doesn't really respond to like smaller accounts very often."
What happened?
She ghosted me. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sucks.
That sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all right.
No, I mean it's
Shit
fine.
happens.
You know.
Yeah.
You got
yeah.
farther with Julia Rose than a lot of people did.
Well, yeah,
So,
and let's be honest.
I mean-
Well, Summer Rae got reached out
oh,
to you.
in the same week, yeah.
Who
another
are these people?
just
So-
this girl is
TikTok
like big
famous.
time. This is Instagram famous.
Oh, yeah.
25,
Insta famous.
25 million followers. She like commented on, or she said like comment what you like about girls, and I commented girls who like country music because I'm not. I did the research. She's into country, and then
So
she
you pandered.
I pandered,
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
shit,
that
yeah.
works.
and she just goes, "Hey, I like that," and I'm like. And then like all these like random fan accounts of hers started following me, and I'm like, and this all happened in the same week, and I was like, what the
Jeez.
fuck?
You're like, you're like internet dating these people.
I know. No, I'll,
Yeah.
I mean, I'll
you should write that on your resume.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I'll
Yeah.
take that to the bank.
Yeah, you should. I mean, I
But-
don't think it'll give you anything, but yeah, I would tell everyone I know that.
Yeah.
I don't even know who the fuck half those people are, but
Yeah.
I would
they're
lead,
hot, though.
They're
I
hot.
would
So?
lead with that.
Yeah,
I would
no.
lead with that.
Well, and let's be honest. If Julia Rose came on our show, I probably wouldn't be able to stand up for like an hour.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
No. Well, was she in was she in person?
No.
Okay.
No.
No,
I'm
we
like,
can't
that-
have
that's
anyone
different.
in person.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
That-
she
yeah,
did
you're
just
right.
get out of
Yeah.
jail like the day
Yes.
before.
Yeah,
so.
and when Hockey told us, then I'm like, isn't she in jail? And he's like, yeah, I think she gets out Thursday, so or whatever. But yeah, no, she wasn't in studio. No.
Okay.
No, yeah, that's
That would be a different story. If she's not in studio, okay. But a little more bearable.
how's your Tesla running?
It's great.
Must be nice having a Tesla.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. It was one of those things when I was like not younger, when I was like 25 and broke. A good friend of mine had one, and I was like, I want one of those. And
Yeah.
I was just one of these things that I'm like, because I've always had just shit rocks for cars, and it's I've gone out and I do dumb shit, and like sometimes I look at like my bank account, I'm like, why do, and then it's like, well, because it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just I
It
don't know.
fills the void.
It's super. I don't even. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but some people think it's shallow and shit, but it's just who I am. I like having a nice car.
I like. Yeah, I'm with you.
Tesla?
I like
Yeah.
having nice stuff.
I do the
Yeah,
same thing.
Call me materialistic all you want. It makes
Yeah.
me happy.
Oh, I'm super materialistic, but it just I don't know. I don't know.
Well, and you gotta reward yourself.
It's the low
for hard,
self-esteem,
for hard
I guess.
work, right?
Now the hard work thing is not. I
No,
wouldn't
you're
call it
not-
hard work, but yeah, I'm lucky to be surrounded by some of the guys that I work with.
Well, I think you saw the clip where Creasel was like, he gets paid well to be shit on. Would
Yeah,
you
and
say
it's like,
that's
fuck
accurate?
you, Creasel. Like, I saw that. I'm like, Jesus, John. But yeah, no, John's right. I do. It just depends on who's shitting on me.
Yeah,
Sometimes
just irritate you.
I get shit on, and I'm like, yeah, what do I look like? Hawk's dad? Like, this not
Yeah.
going to happen. But yeah. Yeah.
Well, Bubba, you can relate to that, except you don't even get paid.
No, I don't get paid. I get shit on every single day by these Tods.
Yeah, but it means
because
they
you
like you,
deserve
though.
it.
But it means they like you.
Yeah, fair
We
point.
love
Yeah.
them,
No,
but
and
you
like-
deserve it half
and
the
like
time.
like they say with you, when people
Yeah.
come after him on Twitter, we're there to back him up.
Yeah, like that.
You
yeah.
we can only make fun of him.
Right.
They
Other
make
people
make
can't.
fun of me for getting stuck on an elevator.
You jumped.
yeah.
What?
Me and
You
him got
jumped
stuck
on
in
a
an
fucking
elevator in his apartment
Yeah,
complex.
I hate elevators.
I love them.
Yeah.
I bet
You
you hate
love
him now.
them?
Oh yeah.
I'll never go on an elevator with this fuck. He decides he decides to jump like a 10-year-old.
Pour one out
Like-
for the Apple Valley first responders who
I
had to show
think-
How
up
long were you
because of
guys
time.
in there?
Hour and a half, maybe
Yeah.
a little less.
Yeah.
And he had the audacity to say he was impatient and sick of this shit when he was the reason that we got stuck in the elevator in
Yeah.
the first place. So
God, that sounds awful.
I didn't
Yeah.
think it through all the way. Sorry.
no, I mean
That's all right.
I wasn't I'm not claustrophobic, but it was just it was
Well,
a Sunday night.
That's
Had to be up early. It was like this was totally preventable. It was
Yeah.
totally preventable.
yeah, well,
That
because
sucks.
it was my apartment. They called me. They're like, "Yeah, we just got out of the elevator. We got stuck." I was like, "What?" I look outside. There's like 2 fire trucks. There's like 2 police cars.
Yeah, I didn't know it was gonna be all the resources in Apple Valley, so I wouldn't
Well,
have done it if I knew
When
that.
someone gets
I
trapped
don't
in a
think about
space
that.
that small, it's a big deal.
Like I said, I didn't think the bit through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't jump in elevators, kids. I don't
That's
care how
the
big
thing.
you are.
That'd be awful.
Yeah. Go
It's my worst nightmare.
Well, But let's be honest though, if like
Gotta establish
if
a P
few,
corner.
if a few people at KFAN got stuck in an elevator, that'd be a funny bit.
Well, Nordo did. I don't know
oh,
if you guys
yeah.
know.
You told us
okay.
about
Nordo
that.
did with
Yes,
like a
yes.
9-month pregnant
That's
woman.
right.
Oh, did,
And
and did she start like breastfeeding in the elevator?
I don't know what she
I
did,
thought
but,
he told us
but I
that.
think I'm pretty sure that was like right before the pandemic happened.
Hmm.
Because I don't know if I've seen half those people since, but it just stopped, and I think PA needed him, and I don't think he got out till like right before the show started. But yeah, that elevator, we got some janky elevators at work though.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
mean everyone's got a few of them, right?
Yeah,
You gotta have one shitty elevator, dude. Every elevator, like the last apartment I lived in, the dorm I lived in, elevators sucked. Like,
Yeah.
they would be out of service
No,
all the
fuck
time.
that.
Take the stairs, but I get up to I'm on the 4th floor, so I'm
Yeah, but you
fucking
took
winded.
you took the elevator with me last week.
because I wasn't. It wasn't.
I
you weren't me.
told him I'd never ride in an elevator with him again.
yeah,
after
it's
I heard
probably a
that
good
story.
thing to do.
So,
yeah, I wouldn't.
but
do that
I
either.
did trust you that time because he was on Candy Crush. He's like a little kid. I was like, well,
Yeah.
he's on his phone.
He's
He
good.
can't do anything bad. He's on his phone.
Yeah.
Candy Crush is still a thing?
Of course.
No.
Oh, fuck, with him,
Yeah, I've never played it. I don't
Yeah.
want to play it. I'd probably get addicted.
It's
I
sucked
never
in.
got into it. People were like,
I did,
I
but-
tried playing 5 levels. I'm like, this is boring. I mean, I get it.
Candy Crush
But-
slaps. Okay, don't talk
Ooh,
bad about.
Okay, but
Flappy Bird or Tappy Bird was the shit.
Flappy Bird.
Flappy
I
Bird was
forgot
the
about
shit.
that.
Yeah, that was like 2013. Like,
Dude,
God.
yeah. The guy who made that game started getting death threats, so he had to delete it.
Why?
Because people were so upset at how hard it was. Like they
Or
thought it should have been an easier game to like get past. People were so bad at it that they hated it, and they started like reaching out to this guy and saying, "Fuck you, your game's too hard."
Wow.
And then people were so addicted to it too.
That's
Like it was
yeah.
insanely addicting. It was
Well,
so bad.
Weren't there like stories about people that had like iPhone 3s with it still downloaded that were going for like 25
Yeah.
grand?
I think you
Yeah.
can actually,
Yep.
if you still
'Cause it
have it
canceled
downloaded, it's still
Yep.
yeah.
That's how it works.
Mhm.
Once you delete an app, obviously it's gone. But if you
Yeah.
download it and they remove it from the store, that's just not allowing any new downloads. So
Wow,
anyone
yeah.
who had it,
So there's people still probably
I bet
playing
those
it.
phones are
Probably,
still
yeah.
on eBay for.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't even imagine how much they run now.
Probably a
But-
ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$30,000.
Yeah.
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 Well, I wanted to say, going back to the Tesla, is it helping you wheel in some of the ladies, or
Well, no, he's got
tied
a beautiful
down.
girlfall now.
you're tied down? I
But,
didn't know
but,
that.
but
Yeah,
do
yeah, yeah.
women look?
Do
at
women
you
like
as you're
drool
getting
over
out
you
of
as
the-
you're
out of
driving
the
by?
Tesla?
No, I the thing about the car is like it's really it's cool, but then like you get in it and you realize that like all the new cars have the same features. Like
Yeah.
you know the lane assist thing's cool and it driving itself is cool, but like most 2018s and above all have that feature.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the best part about the car is taking people. I mean, the one reason I wanted it is because a friend of mine had it, and the second reason I wanted it is a friend of mine was like, "Hey, we should go take a test drive in one," and I'm like, "All right."
Yeah.
So you have to set up like an appointment, and you have to go do all that. And I remember I drove, and the guy was like, we got on Highway 100, and he's like, "Punch it," and I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, punch it."
Punch the son of a bitch.
And I'm like, "All right." And it's really really fast. So it's fun when you take people for a ride the first time
Yeah.
because there's no engine kick, so it just goes.
It's just fucking smooth.
But it also, the problem with it is it brings out the fucking Todd in some of these people. We're like,
Well, I was gonna say,
I get
did you feel like a Todd
Yeah.
buying it?
yeah, and
kinda
that's
look in
why,
the mirror? It's
Yeah,
not a bad
yeah.
thing
No, I mean, it's
necessarily.
and the other thing, like the version that I have, like, I mean, it's not a BMW. Like it's not
Yeah.
like there are the two higher ones are super expensive, but like. You know, it's I don't know, but I get people that fucking come flying up behind me. I get people that come up next to me and they want to like they're in their mom's like fucking Audi A4 from like 2010,
Yeah.
and they want to race, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And every once in a while, I'll light people up, but eventually they catch up to me because it's like a go-kart that can only, you know, it's fun. It's really fun, and I enjoy having it.
Well,
but yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I know you said like a lot of the cars do have it like that are the same year, but I mean, it's a fucking Tesla.
It's
Elon
electric
Musk.
too. It's electric
Yeah,
too,
we
which is
say
sweet.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk made my
handcrafted
car.
this
It
car.
sucks in the. I will say though, it sucks in the winter.
Oh.
Oh,
The battery life isn't very good, especially
yeah.
this fucking frigid cold. It's
Yeah.
not that good, but
Yeah.
it's fun to drive in the summer, and it's. But like I said, I mean, I drove a 2000. No, I drove a 91 Jeep Wrangler that 2 weeks after I got it, fucking the clutch gave out on 394.
Oh jeez.
I drove an old Blazer that I got T-bone driving. Then I drove this shit rock like Buick Sabre from like
Oh, those cars
those-
Yeah.
suck.
My grandma had
awful.
one of those.
I
Yeah.
remember because I had no money and I was like, I went to my dad. I'm like, Dad, I fucking need a car, and he's like, I'm not giving you any more money. So a friend of mine that worked at the place hung out at the place I was working at, he came in one day and he's like, Hey, Paul, I auction cars, and he's like, I'll help you out. It's just something I should do. You can make payments, and I'm like, cool. And he's like, I don't know what it'll be yet, but I'll find you something. So I remember I walked over. My dad drove me, and I got out of the car, and it was just one of those moments where I was like, I think everything happens for a reason. I'm a big believer in that. And I looked and I'm like, what the fuck? Like I'm fucking. I had my old teeth. It was real. I was just hideous, and I'm like, this isn't gonna work. Like not that I'm like driving around like it's the 50s and I'm driving around picking up chicks, but like, it was just I was devastated. The car like 6 months later. I'm not kidding you. I was driving down. And as a good friend of mine who passed away, who also worked in the car business, once told me I'm the kiss of death to automobiles. I was driving this car down 94, headed back down to the U where I lived at the time, and it literally caught on fire.
Oh my
Oh.
god!
I had to pull
Did you
over,
have
and
to
it
bail?
literally, yeah. And luckily, the gal, this is a long time ago, there was a gal driving behind me, and we were going somewhere, and she pulled up behind me, and luckily, she picked me up. But it literally caught on fucking fire.
Yeah.
So when you drive by and you see those cars with the numbers on it, I've been that guy.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think I drove a old Chevy Impala that sucked. The fucking windshield wipers stuck up and they never
Oh
went
my
down.
God.
So that's part of it. Like
Yeah.
when I like started making money and I was like I got my credit back up, I told myself, I'm like, I'm gonna drive nice cars. I drove a Volkswagen Tiguan. Sick.
Yeah.
It was like, I mean, it was great priced. It was sick, but just the feeling of having a nice car, because car troubles suck, and I
Yeah.
dealt with them my whole life. So that was probably more information than you wanted, but yeah.
Well, you go back
love
to just with a Buick LeSabre. I'm pretty sure now if you sign the lease for one of those, you have to say I plan on dealing drugs.
I mean, yeah. Basically, I mean,
Or driving 10 miles
I
per
mean,
hour.
that's the
Yeah.
that's
On the
I
highway.
think it's the car in Gone in 60 Seconds where they come in and they're like, why do you have this car, and this car? Why do you have this car in here? Because the kid boosted it and had heroin in the back.
Yeah.
And the cop shows up. I think it's that fucking car that I was driving. but
Probably.
It was, yeah. So that's the reason I drive the car that I drive. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good explanation because like I go from someone in high school. I drove a '96 Mercury Tracer. Like
Oh my
Bubba's
God.
been in it.
It's like a little station wagon. Yeah.
Hey, chicks dig it, Dumb and Dumber. But it was so bad. I think I just rear-ended somebody. It didn't look. I rear-ended somebody. Didn't look that bad. I think it was a senior in high school. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go off to school. It's like when I was halfway to school, and I'm driving to school, and my fucking hood flies up on the windshield like Tommy Boy. Like fucking just
Jesus.
right in the middle of the highway. Oh fuck! And I didn't see shit, and I
So you
pulled
just
off.
rear-end
I'm like,
someone?
well, I had rear-ended somebody.
That's
Oh,
nice.
wait.
Why
what
not?
caused it.
Oh, so
But
you
I
did it
didn't,
earlier.
I didn't think like I checked it, like everything looked good. I'm like, okay, and then obviously something went to shit because I started driving kind of fast. And fuck.
I mean,
just
that's on
flew up.
brand though. You're still a bad driver, so. it makes
Yeah,
sense.
for sure. But it was a very shitty car. But
Yeah.
now I'm here, so.
Sauce, you're known to have small hands. I mean, you say it yourself. Do you know what that means?
Yeah. It's why I drive a Tesla. I do have small hands, and I don't know why.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. But we once measured everyone's hands. Corey has smaller hands than I do,
yeah.
and yeah, I mean, it's.
I
like
have
for
pretty
me-
small hands
yeah,
too.
I don't know. I'm just
Hands
yeah.
small.
It's. I mean, sometimes I notice it, but like, yeah.
Well, I
I've
mean,
had people comment on it.
well,
Like, God, your hands are small. I'm like, yeah.
the
thanks.
the joke I was gonna make is when you say that, like, oh, you have small hands. You know what that means? Like what? Small gloves.
Yeah, I can't ever wear fucking gloves because I always lose them.
Yeah.
Like every winter, I'm like, I'm gonna get a nice pair of gloves. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. Because then I always lose them. I never wear gloves. I don't go outside long enough. Like I'm not going sledding. Why would I need a pair of gloves?
all these
sledding.
elementary school kids and
Right.
Sauce is just in the middle of the
Yeah,
hill. Oh,
yeah.
Look
I'm
the
going
fuck
sledding,
out,
bitch.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like going
Sledding's fun.
Yeah.
Sledding is a
walking up-
blast.
It's walking up the hill.
That's
sucks.
the
Yeah,
part
that
that's
sucks.
killer. It's
Yeah.
like if you go tubing at like the Badlands or even like tubing at Trollhagen and Hudson, you
Yeah.
have the little tow rope you hold on to.
Yep.
Yeah.
At
That's
Buck
the way.
Hill,
That's the
too.
way to do it.
Yeah,
That's the way to
100%.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the best way
Jake,
to
you
go.
want to hand me another one of those?
Oh yeah, we'll
Buffaloes?
hand you another brewski. There you go.
Bubba,
So-
what question?
Sauce, I was
yeah,
gonna
okay.
ask you. So we're gonna go to Vegas in about a month.
Yeah.
What are some of the places you recommend that we hit?
Well, I mean, I don't know your I don't know your travel plans, but
Gambling.
I'd wait as long as you can. I wouldn't go in a month.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, we went, and obviously I spent most of the time in the bed, but because I like sleeping.
Oh, I
But-
thought it was okay.
No, no,
Sex
no.
joke. I thought it was.
No, it was not. I like I like sleeping, but I would wait as long. I mean, if you're going to go in a month, it'll still be fun because it should be.
It's like a month and a half though.
Yeah, it should in March sometime. It should be warmer, and My favorite thing to do is I like betting sports.
Yeah.
Because I've gone out there alone just to bet sports. But do you know where you guys are staying?
We're staying at an Airbnb, but the reason we're going that's the first weekend of March Madness, so we're spending the whole time in the casino.
Yeah,
sports
that'll be
book.
the best time to go. But it'll be weird now. Like we're not guaranteed March Madness,
Yeah.
which also sucks because it's just weird. Like my gal and I are planning a trip for this summer, and I'm like, well, we're gonna go to San Diego. I'm like, we'll go to the Padres are playing. We'll go, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. They probably won't have fans. Like,
Yeah,
you forget,
California
it's weird that
for
you
sure.
forget that
California
stuff.
won't, for sure, yeah.
But I would find a good casino. I like the Planet Hollywood Sportsbook. I like that. I don't know. There's a lot of great places to eat if you and you can go either way. You can eat here. Or you can eat fast food the whole time.
Taco
Got
Bell.
In-N-Out down
Taco
there.
Bell on the Strip has a DJ booth.
Yeah.
The Taco Bell by Planet Hollywood is sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, the beauty of Las Vegas is you just go and do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
It's a
And
good time down
like
there.
it's fun going. Like we go every year for the Vikings bye week, and we went last year and it was super fun. But I just do whatever you want. I mean, I would drink a ton of water because everybody
It's hot
always
it's hot as shit.
and you just drink too much.
Yeah.
And I would my one key to Las Vegas, the best advice I could give you for Las Vegas, is I would go to Target and in the baby aisle you could find Pedialyte.
Yeah.
I would get the Pedialyte packets.
The packets,
And
not
put 'em-
not the jug.
No, because you can't travel with that unless you check a bag, and no one wants to do that because it's expensive. And I would bring that. That stuff will save your fucking life in Las
Yeah.
Vegas. But yeah,
Yeah.
it should be fun. I hope. I mean, I don't know. A month and a half from now that like the vaccine and stuff is around, it could be leaps
be
and
a little-
bounds by then.
little
yeah.
better.
Yeah.
I think it would just be fun to be down there. I just want to go down
I
there.
just gotta get the fuck out of here. Right
Yeah,
now.
get out of here. But I love going to those places and seeing just like I was there one time in April and it was dead. I was down there to pick somebody up. Like I wasn't there to travel, but I definitely want to go down there and see. I heard there's like there's some crazy shit that happens on
yeah.
Fremont
People
Street and
watching.
stuff.
and-
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah,
The other
It's different though.
yeah.
the other rule with Vegas though, you can't go longer than a weekend. I was
Yeah.
there for 4 days for a conference and it was fucking brutal.
We went 1 year with the Powertrip, and that's when we would go like Wednesday to Saturday.
Yeah.
And we went Wednesday to Saturday, and a good friend of mine was playing at the Mirage, and I'm like, I'll stay an extra day. I'll see him Saturday. Everyone left Saturday. The entire show left Saturday. I think hockey and a couple people left like Friday night. So I'm literally the only one there, and my flight wasn't until 6:00 on Sunday. And you get
God.
like delirium. Like you
Yeah.
don't know where you are.
Yeah.
Las Vegas is super fun for about 72 hours.
Yeah, because you realize that the crazy shit that you did those first 72 hours
Right.
happens all the time. It's
Right.
every day of the week
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
there,
It's
and it's
one spot.
exhausting.
Yeah.
And like every time, and I always kick myself. Every time I book a flight for Las Vegas, I'm always like, hey, I want to leave at like 2 in the afternoon so I can sleep in. Well, then everyone else leaves at like 9. Being the last one of your group is the fucking worst. You go to the airport alone. You sit in the airport alone. It's not fun. Leaving Vegas needs to be a team sport.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
can't-
especially when
yeah.
you leave. Like,
Oh.
It was funny because the first time I went there, I got off the plane and I saw all these people waiting in the terminal. I'm like, oh, these suckers got their asses kicked by Vegas because, they're all sitting there slouched over. 4 days later, that's me.
Yeah,
I'm like,
of course.
I'm like, get me the fuck home.
No, you
I
got
need to leave.
You got to go like I like going like Friday to Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Leave
that's
Friday
that's
after
a
the
good time.
show, and then leave about 11 on Monday.
Yeah, I think
But that's almost
we're
anywhere.
doing Thursday to Sunday.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it'll be fun though.
Thursday night to
March
Sunday.
Madness is the best.
Yeah,
it's the best
that'll
time
be
to
great.
go.
some live betting.
Yeah, it's the best. You just bet whatever. Sports gambling is super fun.
It's the best
Yeah.
thing ever.
It's
When
my
you get to
favorite
do it,
thing to
we're-
do.
We're heading down to Diamond Joe's on Friday.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
We
well,
go down there all the time.
Diamond Joe's is already fun in itself. I cannot even imagine what it's like in Vegas.
And to actually be able to hang out there and know you don't have to drive back.
No,
and you can drink a lot.
exactly.
Yeah, that's the best part. I mean,
Yeah.
NFL Sundays are super fun when they're as much as I like making fun of him. There's not a more fun person on the planet to go to Las Vegas with than John Creasel.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you guys had him on. His attitude
yeah,
is,
no,
I mean, he's the best.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite people ever on this planet. And he's so fun to go to Las Vegas with. He's on Sundays. I mean, we've gone with that big group, and we bet sports all day Saturday. We get up and do it again on Sunday. NFL Sunday in Las Vegas is probably the most
See,
fun
and that's
thing.
what I wish we were there because football is my favorite sport to bet on.
Same.
I love betting spreads on football.
Same.
And
I like betting overs.
couple parlays of
Yeah.
like money line parlays of the shittiest teams playing. You pick like 3 of them to win.
Yeah.
Put $5 in it. Worst case scenario, they don't. Best case, you win like 200.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's fun. It's super fun.
Yeah,
Almost need to like plan a trip out there next fall.
yeah
like,
like in October
during
or
a
November
Sunday.
or
Yeah.
sometime in the winter. Or like
It's
when it
fun.
starts to get cold out.
It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Has there been any like crazy shit you've seen on like Fremont Street or anything, just in general, from
Well,
some of the characters
I mean,
out there?
I've only been to Fremont Street at night once when Hockey's band was playing.
Oh,
We got down
sweet.
there late and it was packed, and they put on a hell of a show. No, I've made a rule that I will. My brother, when we go, like we usually go like a Memorial Day group, and everybody wants to go down during the day. That's the only time to go. Las Vegas, downtown Las Vegas at night, you're literally putting your life in your own
Yeah,
hands.
it's
Jesus.
terrifying.
It's
as
disgusting.
Shit. You
I
see,
mean, it's
you,
really?
yeah, it's
you
disgusting.
See, you see
Yeah.
prostitution busts.
Yeah.
You see police vans.
Well, not even that. Like, who gives a fuck about that? But like, you see, it's just gross. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I like staying in it on the strip, but I've been turned. Like my brother and Creasel and our buddy Tim and a couple other people, they love, and Nordo, they love going down there during the day. But and I it's fine. It's cool. I mean, it's nice down there. It's cheaper down there during the day. But once the sun starts to go down, it turns into like the fucking Thriller video. You're like,
Yeah.
I gotta.
it's a
yeah,
waste.
out here. What the
yeah,
fuck?
it's
crackheads?
yeah. You got to get out of there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I was just there in April, and I stopped to get gas at some place just outside of
Did
the
you
strip. but-
drive?
Yeah, so no, I flew down there, and what happens? My brother was just getting out of the Marine Corps in California, so I was just I drove. He was driving all the way back from California, so I just met with him to drive back with him, so he wasn't alone all the way back to Minnesota. But I met with him in Vegas, and it was just a ghost town on Fremont Street on the Strip in April.
Yeah.
But we went in the outskirts, just like a couple miles, go to a gas station, get some gas, get some food, and there were some characters out there. It was
yeah. Oh, yeah.
interesting.
You see all the people. There's 2 types of other people on the strip. There's the people that dress up like famous people, and then
Spider-Man
they
and
want a couple bucks to take pictures, or there's just the lifeless people that hand out the strip club cards.
Yeah,
You just collect those over the
I
course
mean,
of the weekend.
it's the Minnesota State Fair all year long, basically.
Yeah.
It's the best way to look at it. Yeah,
And we didn't get the state fair this year, so we're
No,
probably going to go
right.
hard in March. So
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Wherever you guys do, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Vegas
Yeah.
is fun. Yeah.
Yeah. When you mentioned Pedialyte, I just remember that video of you at Target. It was like before a snowstorm.
Oh yeah,
blowing
yeah.
up with shit.
I like
laughed
drinking
I laughed
Pedialyte.
so hard when you're like Pedialyte because I'm obviously gonna get shit faced.
Well, yeah. You mean you have to?
There's
Like-
nothing else to do.
Like this weekend when it's really cold, Pedialyte's a lifesaver. A friend of mine, he has a buddy of his who works in the marketing department for them, and he tells him like,
Damn.
why do you not market towards? They do now, like where you see the commercial with the guy drinking it and the kid walks in and is like, Dad, why are you drinking that? That's for me. It's life changing.
yeah.
When you're like even if you're not drinking, like, but you wake up and you just don't feel very well, all the stuff that's in it, it's got a shitload of sodium in it though. I used to drink it a little too much, and I think it was Ben Lieber was like, "Why are you drinking Pedialyte?"
Do you like drink it after not even drinking the
Yeah,
night before?
yeah. And it's,
That's
sometimes
when,
it's
so you know you're hooked.
yeah, it's good though. It's
addicted.
good for you. Yeah, but yeah, when it's like this, when it gets really cold or snowy or rainy out, the best thing is to drink.
Yeah.
What else are you gonna do?
Well, that's what
Especially
they
up
did.
here.
That's what they did in like the 1800s.
Yeah, why would you do it now?
They would just
Correct.
wouldn't leave the house for a month and they just
Yeah.
get drunk.
Right.
but now we have technology. We have Pedialyte.
Well,
to
now you
help
can
us
FaceTime
refresh.
people and get drunk.
Yes, correct.
So-
which is
or
even
watch
more
movies.
fun. Yeah.
Or
yeah.
like, what was that? Don't they have like IV bars in Vegas?
Yeah, it's expensive. I've never done it because it's
How much is it? Like $100?
Yeah, it ranges. Creasel has done it, and it works. Like it's certified and it's
yeah.
clean and all that. But yeah, I don't go that hard to get Pedialyte.
Yeah.
Sorry, an IV.
An IV,
Yeah,
like
well, you have
get really
Pedialyte.
fucked
Yeah,
up.
Pedialyte's enough for me.
We
Yeah.
have Pedialyte.
does
Yeah.
Seriously though.
Bubba, you apparently had all these questions in your head, so I'm ready.
Let's
Well,
go.
no,
Another one.
I'm just I'm
I
enthralled
haven't heard
here.
him talking like 10 minutes. I thought
so when
maybe
you
a
Well,
while.
to
guys-
get involved.
When you guys went to Rapid City,
Yeah.
were the burritos worth the drive at Sweeto Burrito? With you, Halvey, and hockey?
Were they worth the drive?
Yeah.
No.
Well, then what was Chris saying about?
But if it was like around here,
Yeah.
it would crush. The Sweeto Burrito is the best burrito I've ever had, but it's
Not
not.
a
I mean,
sponsor.
I'm such an idiot because
Gotta fix
I
the
legitimately thought we were going to Fargo. Like we got in the car and I'm like,
You're in Rapid City.
yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
where are we going? Like my gal and I like kind of started. We'd been dating for a while, but I was like, hey, I'll be back at like 8, and then I was like, wait, where are we going? Because in hockey, of course, is good about that stuff, and he told us 15 times, and half the time I'm just not listening, and we're in the car. I'm like, why are we going west and not like this
Not
way?
like
Kinda like
northwest.
north
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little
Why,
bit.
why
Straight
aren't we
fucking
going up
west.
towards like
74.
Fargo and like or towards like Detroit Lakes and Perm and all that? Why are we going this way? And then I looked on my phone and I'm like, 8.5 hours. But the reason we did it is because it was more the camaraderie. Like it was fun. We had it's just hockey and Zach are great, and we had a lot of fun. But if it was here, it would be a line around the block. It's just that we drove 8.5 hours for it. But it was when I first had it. It
That's
was
bananas.
It was amazing. If it wasn't an 8.5 hour drive, it would have been worth it. But I mentally I wasn't prepared for that long of a drive because I forgot that I was like, Rapid City's not that far. I mean, it's fucking halfway across
Yeah.
the state.
Did you take the Hussey van?
Yeah, we did. We took Hawk's Suburban, and then
Nice.
we got pulled over.
Jesus.
And I
Oh,
offered
shit.
the cop, or the sheriff. I offered the sheriff a burrito because Zach was
Well, it's
going.
South Dakota.
Zach was going too
You might
fast.
be able to bribe someone with a burrito out there.
Yeah, it was fun. It was the burrito was. It was the camaraderie and the laughs, and it was just hockey. It was fun to drive with hockey
could
and just have him. We
could
just had
Uber
fun
Eats
stories.
that.
and-
Could you
Yeah.
Uber Eats that burrito for like $400?
Yeah.
yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean,
You gotta
at one
find someone who's
point-
willing to do it.
At one point, I'm like, "Is there could I fly home? Like,
Yeah, is there an airport?
Yeah, I just
anywhere-
can't get
anywhere near?
comfortable in the. Yeah, it was just sitting too long. But other than that, we had a lot of fun. I think we left Corey like 55 voicemails. We had a good time. Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. Going out to South. If you're going out like way out there, like on a road trip, I mean, with all those guys, I mean, it's
Well, if we
fun to have a good
drove,
time.
like if we drove, like we've talked about, like on a Friday,
Yeah.
like a bunch of us drive out there, get Sweeto, and then just go to the Black Hills and go to the casino and then drive back on Sunday. That would be sweet.
Oh yeah.
But it's just the quick turnaround. Like it
So
was
you
just it was
wait,
a lot.
you went there, you got the burrito, and you left.
Yeah, we
Oh my
literally
fuck- I couldn't do that.
like-
we
I'd have to
literally
stay
got there. And I didn't know it's a food truck. I didn't know that. Now I think there are Sweeto Burrito like standalones like in like malls like in the area, but
Yeah.
this is it's a food truck.
Well, it's like the authentic.
it's the
Yeah.
authentic
It's
shit,
the
yeah.
source.
And
original.
we pull up and I'm like, we drove 8.5 hours for a goddamn food truck. But then after we had it was great. But we literally went into there's a bar behind it. We went to the bathroom. We ordered a ton of burritos. Everybody wanted one. We loaded up a cooler that Zach had brought, and we literally got in the car and drove back. It was 17 hours for burritos.
Did you work
That's-
the next day?
Oh yeah, yeah. I got home at
Whoa.
I got home at like 2:30 in the morning, and my gal and the dog were sleeping, and I literally couldn't get any blanket, and I was like laying like on the side of the. I wasn't gonna wake her up, but yeah, it was
Good day.
it was a lot of driving.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
It was worth it.
It was fun.
It
Yeah.
was a day in the life.
Yeah. fucking awesome.
You went on a date with Antia Utgard.
I did.
She went to high school with me.
Did she really?
No kidding. That's how we got her on our stream back in May. I have her on Snapchat, and I hit her up. I'm like, hey, like here's the deal.
She's
like-
great.
she's like, I'm in.
She's great,
Yeah.
and it was super fun. It was it was just great. Like I think there was like 5 minutes of it where she was like kind of not nervous because pretty girls like that don't get nervous.
No, yeah, they're used
But
to it.
I think she didn't like. I mean, it was a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't gonna go out there and be like, we should go out again. But
Yeah.
like it once like that like icebreaker was broken, it was so fun. She's super sweet.
Yep.
She's super nice. She's got a lot of great stories,
Mhm.
and she's really good at what she does. Like
Yeah.
she's made a giant.
good.
And she told me when we were at this restaurant that like. She said, like, I came out here all by myself. Like, no one thought I could do it.
Yeah.
I mean, she's
Yeah.
she's from Wisconsin, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Western Wisconsin, straight from the
New
U
Richmond.
and then to
Yeah.
L.A.
She's amazing. And in a
Yeah.
weird, I'm super proud of her, and she's great. She's
No.
she's a super nice person. And do you guys remember when that is it Art Basel, whatever that thing is out of Miami, when that banana on the wall went viral?
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus,
yeah.
That,
Well, she was there, and I texted her, and I go, did you see the banana? And I was shit-faced at the loon. And she responds with a picture of her at the whole exhibit. But I don't know. Yeah, she's great. She's,
Yeah, it was
she's a
funny.
top 10 human being.
like story. Yeah, I have her on Snapchat. I remember one day she was on some massive boat, like in Miami. I mean, this boat had like staff, like logoed, like tees and all that. And I was drunk as shit, and I Snapchatted her. I'm like, whose boat is that? Like, does like a company own it or something? I was like, whatever. She snapped me back, and she's like, oh, it's Leonardo DiCaprio's boat.
Yeah,
And I'm
well,
like, no
okay,
shit.
no worries.
Just another Saturday in the life.
Yeah.
I'm up in North Dakota in the middle of a snowstorm, freezing my tits off, and she's just down in
boat
Miami
with Wolf of
partying
Wall
with
Street.
Leonardo.
Yeah.
and I
Fucking A.
can
Awesome.
imagine some other A-list people on that boat.
Yeah, good for her, though,
Yeah,
man. Yeah,
that's
she's
what I
worked
like.
hard. Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, I remember seeing videos too of like of you prepping for that date. Like you were getting like nice clothes and all that stuff. I think that was the case. Like you
Yeah,
were getting dressed up, getting the.
My
attire.
friend Judd Frost, who he owns a clothing store in Wyzetta. He's been like dressing my dad forever.
Yeah.
And my dad went to Woodstock with his brother.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's
Holy shit.
that's how long they've
Goes
known each
back.
other.
Wow.
But I texted him. I'm like, hey, I got this bit, and he, excuse me, you guys don't have any water or anything, do you?
We can go get some.
No, you're good.
tap water.
No, I can go get some. I got.
No, you're fine.
No,
Stay
you
there.
should
You
double
sure?
it up. It's
Yeah,
it'll
I'll be
funny.
fine.
It's
I just
probably-
don't want anybody to think that I'm coughing because I'm sick. I'm just coughing.
No,
'cause-
you're good.
No, you're
Oh.
You're
parched.
thirsty. You're parched.
And yeah, I went there, and he like hooked me up with all this stuff, and it was great. It was he put me in I got this really nice outfit, this super nice sport coat that he gave me. I just I gotta look. I can't.
Well,
I mean,
you
if it were
gotta
up to
dress
me-
the part.
But
You're going out with
but
Auntie Odegaard.
if it weren't like I would show up like this,
Yeah.
just who I am. Like
Yeah.
that's just you
That's
gotta.
me too. Comfy clothes.
Well, not even that, but you gotta be who you are. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, but I feel the only reason I don't like to dress up is because I don't like wearing a hat because my hair is so bad. It's just hideous.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I don't like dressing up like really nice. But I don't know. I think wearing a hat everywhere I go, people expect me to look like I'm going to gym class, so they just let me show up like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that date was out in California, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I flew out there, and
Did you hang out with Swartzen?
oh yeah, because I texted
Nick Swartzen?
Yeah,
they're
Swartzen.
buddies.
shit. Fuck yeah.
Swartzen's one of my best friends, man. I
love
texted him. I go, I'm in West Hollywood. He's like, what the fuck are you doing in West Hollywood?
Oh man.
So after I went out with her, I went back to the hotel room and went to bed, and I did the show the next day. And then at because it's 7:00, it's over in L.A.
Mhm.
yeah.
And I waited, and Nick texted me at like 8:30, and him and I went and got breakfast, and I met him there. And right as I showed up, I saw this person walk out, get in their car, and leave. And I'm like, I know who that is. And I sit down with Nick, and I go, Nick, who was that? He goes, oh, it was Jeff Goldblum. He lives in the area.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
my God.
Swartzen's the best, man. He's the funniest fucking guy
Yeah.
I think I've ever met. He's the nicest guy ever. He's the most generous. human being I think I've ever
Yeah.
met in my entire life. He's
Yeah.
a kind soul. He's
Yeah.
super funny.
Well, we were just out in LA in October, and I remember we went to a bar in West Hollywood, and where it dropped us off, I like turned around and looked, and there was a mural of Machine Gun
Yeah.
Kelly. He just recently released his pop punk album that's like #1 on the charts and everything.
He was just
He
there
was
like
there
a day
like
before.
2 days ago, like the day before, like taking a picture in front of it. We had no idea this bar was right across from
Yeah.
that mural.
yeah.
I turned around, I'm like, holy shit! But you just remember, it's just a place on Earth, you know,
Yeah,
where
it's
people,
cool.
normal
West
everyday
Hollywood's
people.
cool, yeah.
Yeah, it was expensive. I think we,
Yeah.
you
It's
know,
fucking
we were there.
sick.
We were there for the NBA Finals. We did a whole bit where it's like, well, technically the Lakers started in Minnesota, so
Yeah.
we claimed this championship. That was kind of the whole
Well,
thing.
I did like a meteorologist kind of bit. Like right here, we have the Lakers. If they do win tonight, since they were the Minneapolis Lakers, we informally here in
Yeah.
Minnesota do win the
Yeah,
championship.
it was a 10K decision desk
Yeah.
decided it, so we made it
So-
official.
That's a good
Yep.
decision. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
and
I'm
we're
glad you guys got on top of that.
yeah, and we're probably gonna have them put the banner up in the Target Center.
Should put it up in here.
We should.
This is
We
actually
should
better-
make a
better-
banner.
You
Like
don't have enough shit in here.
Yeah,
Well,
we need more shit.
dude, we do have these hanging lights. They're actually kind of terrifying because I know that one day
They look like something
one
out
of
of
them's
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
one of them's
Yeah.
gonna snap.
Serial killer room.
Well, because
man.
what we used to have a basketball hoop up in here, and someone was like shooting it, and we're like, we're all on the same page, right? Don't fucking hit the lights. They're hanging down. Those are
yeah.
the type of bulbs you have to bring to a place if like you drop them.
What if they shatter? It's 1,000 pieces.
Yeah, and then you have to basically clear out the building probably. So
Oh yeah.
anyways,
There's
he
probably some
shoots the
liquids in
ball
there.
directly at the lights. Like the thing is swinging all over the place. It's amazing that it stayed on there, but so that's a side story about the lights.
I mean, the ceiling looks like an old schoolroom in here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I don't even know how old this building is.
Yeah.
Goes back decades.
Well, yeah, we knew when we got internet that it's not like a coax internet. For those of you out there who aren't techie, they switched from DSL internet to coax internet like 10 years ago, and they never updated it in here.
Really?
Yeah,
Mm.
it's
Oh, wow.
it's totally a phone line, and there's one company who supplies it. I'm gonna name drop them because they're terrible and they hate us. Nuvera. They charge us like $85 a month for like 30 megabytes a second,
Really?
which is trash.
Because it's a business
highway,
rate.
It's highway
Yeah.
robbery, and I hate it.
We can't get the normal resident rate. We got to get the
That's
business
why, like,
rate.
whenever we record stuff in here, everyone's phones have to be off the Wi-Fi, or it's not gonna work.
Yep.
Jesus. Wow, that's
But
bad.
you got to start somewhere, right?
We're making
Yeah,
it
but
work.
you got to get better internet.
Yeah.
It works
Yeah.
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
We're
cool setup.
Yeah.
No, thanks.
We got, I
Does the
can't.
job.
I'm surprised actually how filling these walls have got. We've gotten so much memorabilia in here. It's insane.
Yeah, it's cool.
Got to the
Yeah.
point where people just started giving us some of it.
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah.
They saw the setup and they're like, this is just sitting in a storage
Yeah.
room in my house. It'll probably do better than you. And those cardboard cutouts were at Target Field.
Yeah.
We
Two-
got the ones to
left
your
down
left.
there.
Oh, those?
We
Really?
got
Yeah.
we got shit faced and then took the pictures and
Yeah, you
submitted
can
to the
tell.
twins.
Yeah. That I think that day it was in August. It was the day of they had that wild watch party for the playoffs at CHS
Yep.
Field. So we got a little fucked up that day in here. Took pictures of that for the or no, yeah, we
For
did
Target
for
Field,
Target
yep.
Field. And then we went to the wild watch party and got a little more fucked up on Sunday. And yeah,
That's-
made a day out of it.
Why not?
Well, yeah. In Target Field, my cutout was 2 seats down from Pat Micheletti's cutout.
Oh yeah,
So
Pat Micheletti's A+.
Yeah,
Oh,
we were
yes.
we were
Yeah.
in good real estate. We were
He's a good
enjoying the
dude.
game together. Well, we
Yeah.
enjoyed the whole season together.
I think
Parking ramp.
I do think one of our best pieces of memorabilia is the Kirk Cousins cinnamon snaps because I mean who knows how long those will last, but
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
They're
have you-
up there. We
have
got
you
the
ever
box.
Have you seen the videos of his Kirk impression?
No.
They're
gosh.
horrible.
It's not that bad.
You have a Kirk impression?
Doesn't
Yes,
he
I like-
look like
people
Kirk?
say I look like
PA
Kirk.
said he
First of
looks
all,
like him.
this is this kid's lead.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
When
you
he-
kind of do.
When
People
he goes,
say I look like Kirk.
that's his lead when he meets chicks at bars.
I
he
did that,
goes,
like,
do
one
I look like
time."
Kirk Cousins?
Did it work?
No.
Kind of.
Kind of worked.
I kind of
Oh.
worked,
The
but
girls from
I,
Hudson,
I
right?
did not. I
call that a
was
win.
so drunk, it went over my head. I just remember she said I was sexy or something, and I just walked away because I was so fucked
Yeah.
up. But
Yeah, that's a good thing to do.
no, yeah, no, I'm really dumb when I'm drunk. No, but I think
You gotta do the bit.
for every week, I was kind of glad the season got done with, but like for every week during the season, I did a Kirk Cousins pregame message from
Yeah.
like my fucking truck. I'd be like, "Hey guys, Kirk Cousins here. We're just out here trying to beat up on the Bears today. Hopefully, Mike Zimmer, he gives me the game ball today, and I don't get my ass kicked and knocked down every day. But hopefully, I can go home to Julie at night and and have some Pizza Ranch. So God bless Kirk Cousins.
That's pretty good.
That's
Yeah,
that's
well,
just shit.
That's pretty good.
The first time we did that bit was the Vikings had just gotten their asses kicked. What, they started the season like 0-4.
Yeah.
Oh,
we were
yeah.
we were
Yeah.
we were drinking at Wild Bill's in Apple Valley, and there'd been enough people who told me he looked like Kirk, and he did the voice, and I'm like, let's just do a bit where like you just say like you're like the naughty Kirk Cousins, like he's swearing, he's drinking,
Yeah.
he's pissed off. We posted it on TikTok, and it got like 100,000 views, and people now every time in videos, even the unrelated Kirk ones, people are like, hey, there's Kirk Cousins, he's in the video.
Yeah. God bless Kirk Cousins.
You do look like him now that you mention it. Yeah.
That's it's insane how many randomly will be out somewhere and I'll just be like paying for something. You kind of look like Kirk Cousins.
Someone at a random ass gas station took a picture of him last week.
Yeah, that was so weird. So I don't know.
We thought he was you.
I don't know the whole purpose behind him taking a picture of me, but I'm almost positive that's why. Otherwise, there's some.
Or you might be on some website.
I might be on some
web.
website on the dark web, but I'm hoping it was because of that, but I'm assuming it was that. But I saw some old guys like sneaking a picture of me. It was really fucking weird.
That is weird.
Sauce, do you want them to go after Deshaun?
They won't. I don't think he'll come here. I don't think he'll come here because I don't think we have the we don't have the draft picks. Like, what are they going to do? Trade Cousins for? They wouldn't take Cousins. They're not going to take on that contract.
No.
I think Deshaun Watson will go to one team, and that's the Jets. And I think it's the only team he'll go
and
to.
then Darnold goes to the Colts.
Yeah,
And Wentz goes
or
to the
Wentz will
Bears.
go to the Colts.
Hopefully, yeah.
Damn it, no. I'm a Colts fan, so.
The Colts are a great team.
Yeah.
They just
If
need a
Wentz goes
quarterback.
there, though, that's not it. That's
I
not
mean,
the answer.
They
I'm
they
afraid
were
'cause
one
Frank
drive
Reich-
away from beating the Bills.
Yeah, and that don't even get me started on that shit. They got like 8 seconds cheated out of them at the end of the game.
Yeah.
It was right after the Pascal fumble, which was a fumble. So we'll
Yeah.
call it even with the refs.
Andrew
Yeah.
Luck's coming back.
That
No,
was
why
that was
not?
a
No.
rumor
I thought that
went
was
up.
shot down.
That was
Yeah,
a rumor,
no,
a
yeah.
total rumor.
It's a rumor.
Anyone with
Yeah.
iMessage can make that up.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah,
Exactly.
good point.
I didn't believe it right when I saw
Yeah,
it.
good
I'm
point.
like, too
I never
good,
thought of that.
too good to be true.
Too good.
Jake, I think you had a question on here about Jimmy G's porn star. I'm not.
No, so I was just wondering, did you run into Jimmy G when you're out in California?
No. No.
On your date with Antia?
No, I've
Double
never
date.
Same
no,
stat, double date.
I've never seen Jimmy Garoppolo
Yeah.
like in person. Obviously, I think he got too much shit for dating a porn star. Who cares who?
Yeah,
he
who
dates?
cares?
No,
Let him date whoever
good
he
for
wants.
him.
Well, let's be honest. That's,
Yeah,
that's
good for
That's
him.
everyone's dream, low key.
Well, that not even that, but if he's like, who cares? If he's interested in her, date whoever you want. Like,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
people, grown men being like, you're the face of a franchise. Who cares? Like,
No.
let him be him.
No, I loved
Dude,
it.
that was,
I loved
those are
it.
the same fucking people who were telling Tom Brady, you're not much of a role model for being that drunk. He just won his seventh
today.
Super Bowl.
Like, dude, he's in his 40s. There's not many
Yeah,
days
get
where
off
you
his
can have that
back, dude.
excuse to get that fucked up. If you're a normal guy in your 40s and you're that fucked up, you're gonna be called an
Yeah, dude, there are
alcoholic.
people,
So
I mean, there's always people
I mean,
who are gonna be mad and jealous, but it's like Jesus.
I mean, yeah. Did you see that video
Yeah.
of Brady? Yeah, like
Yeah, who
I mean,
cares?
yeah, who gives a shit?
I'm sorry.
Like, have a
if
party
you were in the Super Bowl, you'd be that drunk too.
in
yeah,
your
who
40s.
cares? And
Yeah.
it just, I don't know. I thought, I don't care how drunk he gets because he can get that drunk, but
Yeah.
they didn't have an exit plan to get him out of there where nobody's seeing him.
Yeah, that was bad.
Like, it's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Like, Tom Brady doesn't, like, I wasn't shocked about him being drunk, but the vulnerability it shows of him. You don't want to see
Yeah.
Superman, like, stumbling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they almost
That was the weird part.
Yeah, well, and then did you see he got drunk and like quote tweeted something and just spelled a bunch of shit wrong?
Yeah, I did see that, yeah.
Once again, yeah, just giving it away. So
At that point, they should just. You would think at this point they
take
would.
his phone away.
You think at this point they would have like a body double for Brady? Like, he's so fucked
something
up.
like
Send
that.
him out. Send the double out. Like,
Or-
I mean, he's Tom Brady.
Take
like,
away his phone before he does something. I
Oh.
mean, I guess spelling a bunch of shit isn't the worst thing you can do when you're drunk on
I
Twitter.
do it all
but-
the time.
Yeah.
Well,
You're
yeah.
not drunk.
I do
but
it
you-
sober, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Bubba loves doing that stuff. Everything lowercase.
we got there's the Grey Duck vodka bottle with Hawk right behind you.
Yeah, right
Kinda
to
creeping other
the other
shoulder.
side.
Oh, yeah,
Kinda
those are
creepy.
sweet,
When,
yeah.
when are they putting your face on a bottle?
I don't know. We're working on a 7th Avenue pizza.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're working on that, yeah. I'm not pretty enough to be at a bottle like that.
Well, it's a great bit though.
Yeah.
You're relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah. People would love it, man.
Yeah.
We'll take. Well, I mean, so you're gonna like get a pizza named after you? Is that
Yeah,
like
we're
what's going
working on like a couple of options of what it could be with 7th Avenue. So yeah, that's something coming down the road. Yeah.
That's sweet. We'll have to
Yeah.
We'll have to invest.
It'll
we'll
be
have to
fun.
invest in that once they get that sorted out. That'll be fucking awesome.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Mm-hmm.
I can't read. I can't read.
Bubba, you should have
screen.
something on top.
This is why I told you to send me your
So
questions.
look, do you have like a signature question? You know what your signature question is. What's your signature question?
Oh, yeah. Here,
Ask it.
I'll highlight it for you.
Yeah, ask this. We know he has a signature question.
Dude, you need
he doesn't need to
glasses.
read.
Oh, I lost it, dude.
You know your number one question. You need glasses, by the way. You're always squinting.
No, this is my fault.
Well,
Dude. I don't know
no,
where the bullet went.
I did want to ask you about your snake story.
Oh yeah. That's a 100%
That's
true story.
the best story
Thank you.
I have
So,
heard
I
ever.
So I remember when that story is like some of my most of my okay, almost all my stories are just half of it's like super exaggerated. That's none of that is made up. I'll tell it if you want.
Hell yeah.
So I had 2 roommates. I had Patrick and then I had another roommate. And Patrick was going to the U at the time, and this other roommate lived with us. And I was upstairs. Patrick had gone to class at the U, and my roommate comes upstairs and he says, "Hey, will you take me to Twin Cities Reptile?" And I was like,
That's a business?
I'm like, "What?"
That exists?
He's yeah, and I'm like,
Go see
all
some
right. I
snakes.
mean, I literally had nothing else to do, and I'm like, all right, cool. I was like 22, 21 at the time. I was really stoned, and I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll take you there. So we go there, and I literally got lost, like looking at one of those like fish tanks that didn't have anything in it, but had like the cool background.
A terrarium.
Correct.
I got that from
A
the
terrarium.
office.
Yeah,
Yes.
correct.
Yes.
Yeah,
It holds snakes and reptiles. Or
Yes.
whatever.
And
Yes, terrarium.
all of a sudden we're like walking out, and my buddy he's walking out, and the guy at the counter, as we're almost out the door, says, "Whatever you do not take that Burmese python out of its cage for 24 hours. Let it get used to its surroundings."
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding you. I look down, and he's got literally like a burlap sack with a giant. They're 6 feet long. They have fucking teeth.
I'm 6 feet tall. So
Right,
that
it's
puts
a
into
6
perspective.
foot long
Dude,
snake that he's
no.
got in this burlap sack. So I'm like, God damn it! But I'm too passive aggressive, and I don't know. It's just whatever.
You were just going to roll with it.
Yeah, what the fuck? And so we get back to the place we were living at, and as we're driving back, I can see it like moving around in the bag on his lap. Like I can see it. Like it's 6 fucking feet long.
Yeah,
That's
that's just
insane.
taking up his whole entire lap.
It's
No.
huge.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God damn it, how are we gonna like first off ask? Like you gotta ask if this is what you're gonna bring into a if it's your own house, I don't care what you do. But like and so we get back. I go back upstairs. We lived in this like basically like this mansion down at the U that had been turned into like 6 apartments, and we lived in one that had 2 floors. So Smitty and our bedrooms are on the first up top, and his gals are on the first floor. So I go back up to my room, and I'm probably smoking more weed, and all of a sudden I'm not making this up. He walks up the stairs, he pushes open the door, and he's got it like around his like it's like he's like that Britney Spears shit.
Yeah, like
Shit, like he's got it like this, like it's on him.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Right. And he's like,
Casual.
"Hey, man."
Casual.
And I'm like, "Dude, I thought you were told not to take it out for 24 hours." And at that exact moment, the fucking thing starts to constrict around his
Oh,
neck.
no.
Like that.
It's gonna
Like
kill
the
you.
shit you
Right,
see in your nightmares.
Correct.
Yeah, horror
It's
movies.
going
This
to
thing's gonna take over
fucking
you.
kill you. So he luckily gets his hand underneath it right here and throws it off of him. It slithers. Right, correct. It slithers down the flight of stairs.
Oh my
Slithers
God.
its way up onto the mantle. Like an Indiana Jones
Yeah,
fucking
some
scene.
horror movie.
It's like
Correct.
Snake, this is 10 times worse than snakes on a plane.
Correct.
Motherfucker.
It's the worst. So then he looks at me and I go, "Dude, this is your fucking issue. I'm
Yeah.
not
I'm not getting involved."
out." So I shut the
on
door. Then I'm like, well, fuck, I'm going to need some cigarettes for this. So I go downstairs, and he's, no shit, he's downstairs. His girlfriend is by the main door out of the apartment, and he's looking at it, and it's, I mean, whatever. Snakes are snakes. They're awful. The thing's fucking scared. Like, it's not, it's mean, but it's scared.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't know where the fuck it is.
Yeah.
It's
all
in
this,
some
you know,
apartment,
not in the
a
fucking
terrarium.
jungle.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
where the
Crocodile Dundee decided to take it upstairs. So I look at him and I go, dude, you got to get that thing back in the the fucking
Terrarium.
terrarium.
There we
It's
go.
right
Terrarium.
by this TV area we had, like kind of like this thing up here, and then it was right here.
Mhm.
So I'm like, I'm gonna leave. When the going gets tough, I fucking leave.
Oh,
So I go
Fight or
and get
flight, you're out.
Right,
Yep,
correct.
I'm done.
I flight. I'm
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I go and get cigarettes. I come back, and at this point, he's got the broom out of the
Oh, no.
closet, and I walk in, and it bit him right here. So he is just
Oh,
it
fuck.
lashed out at him.
Yeah.
He's profusely bleeding. Like, it looks like, I mean, he needed first aid. It was that bad.
Yeah.
But of course, we're 20 and 21 and broke, so he's got electrical tape around his left hand. And I look at him, I go, "What the fuck happened?" And he goes, he goes, "I'm trying to get it down with the."
the broom.
And I look at him, I go, "Dude, I know this costs you a lot of money, but we either call animal control,
Yeah.
or you have to kill it. You have to
Yeah.
kill it."
One of two options.
Two options in
That's
that
it.
situation.
He takes the broom handle, he swings at it, he misses. It bites him again. So both of his wrists are profusely bleeding.
Oh.
He hits it the second time. The fucking broom handle, like accordions, like a cartoon. The snake falls into the thing. He puts the top on it, puts a few phone books on, and no shit, Patrick walks in and goes, "We have a snake?"
Yeah.
All that fucking happened
Like
in
right out of a movie.
Right out of a
Oh
movie.
my
In like
gosh.
an hour fucking and a half, that all happened. That is a 100% true story.
Gave
so
the
he-
snake
so he
a
got-
concussion.
He got totally cocky and had it around. He's like, "Look,
He
at
just-
I'm a
right.
guy who has a snake on my
Yeah,
neck."
he just
But
thought
didn't-
that he just didn't listen.
Yeah.
And then ends up like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then,
what's
I
the
mean,
middle?
the poor fuck, and I know Corey hates snakes, and a lot of people do, but it's still, I'm not, cruelty to animals is not my thing, but it died like a month later. I mean, he concussed the fucking thing.
Yeah, and the
Jesus.
thing probably had PTSD after it got
Yeah.
hit with a broom handle.
It
and
was
harmed
cool to watch it eat though,
Yeah.
because they
Yeah.
eat mice and
Yeah.
rats. It was
Yeah.
cool
Dude,
to watch it eat.
when we were in
Suck that down.
LA, you know, they got guys on the street
Oh,
with snakes.
oh,
Fuck
yeah.
yeah, we paid $10 to take a picture with it.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
we
it's
interviewed
si-
the guy,
it's-
too.
It's sitting there wrapping it. I mean, it wraps around your head or like wraps around your shoulders, and we asked him like, "How the fuck do you tame one
Yeah.
of these things?" He's like, "Oh, you cut its nuts off." So
That's all he said in a really
Yeah,
weird
he's
way.
This guy was a
he's
nut.
like,
Okay.
you cut his
No,
nuts
he's
off.
kind of a
he
nut
looked
job.
like he was on bath salts. Which
Yeah,
a guy
which
who
makes sense in
yeah,
LA.
I mean,
so
I mean, it happens.
there's stereotypes about people who own snakes, and that guy fit every box. So
Correct.
that was
God, that's a
fucking
good
crazy.
story.
That's
Thank
a
you.
great
That's excellent.
story.
So I used to tell that story all the time, and somebody was like, "You should do that in your stand-up bit." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Really?" I'm like, "All right." And Cy Amundsen, local, he's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "That's a really good story." I'm like, "Yeah, thanks, man. It's 100% true."
Yeah, and that's like my favorite stand-up comedian's Tom Segura, and
Yeah.
most of his bits are just previous experiences. I mean,
Yeah.
he might beef stuff up here and there, but
Yeah,
a
he's
lot of the
funny.
things he talks about are just stories
Yeah.
of things that happen in his
Normal
life.
stuff.
It's all
Yeah,
about how you
It's
deliver
fucking
it.
hilarious.
Yeah.
His
Super
delivery
funny.
is great.
Yeah, he's
exactly.
funny. Yeah,
Gosh.
Yeah. Another question: you play golf in the summer, right?
I do. Yeah.
What's your go-to course? Is it
Well,
Golden?
I'm a member at Golden Valley, so I play there a lot. I'm not very good, but I like to play golf because it's outside. I have fun playing for about 14 holes, and then I just get too
bored?
tired and I
E-
get bored.
or
and,
even, even if you're on like a good day, you
I-
still
I-
you just it
I
ends?
just get bored. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have the best attention span, but yeah, I'm taking I'm taking lessons currently. So I'm hoping that
Like
I can.
like a simulator. or-
Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm taking golf tech.
Hmm.
I'm learning, like, I'm basically redoing my whole swing to like
Yeah.
be better at it. So
Yeah.
I'm not an embarrassment out there. But yeah, I have fun doing it.
Yeah.
All my
Yeah.
buddies playing. It's just something to do.
Yeah.
Gets me out of the house, and yeah.
I was gonna say we had Tommy Olson in here a few weeks ago, and he's
Yeah.
like, we need to fucking play golf. So
He's A+.
maybe you can be our fourth
Yeah.
sometime.
Yeah. I'm not very fun, though. Like, if
Oh.
it goes south, I'm not fun. I doubt
gonna
John
s-
Creasel will ever play golf with me again.
Really?
Well, because I'm too
you-
competitive, even though I'm awful. I mean, my biggest thing is, like, I play all the time. When it's nice out, I bet I play 4 or 5 times a week. I play all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm terrible. So when I get mad because I'm like, why am I so fucking bad?
Yeah.
Like, everybody always says, I'm not going to golf because I don't have the time. I have the time.
Yeah.
I have nothing but time.
Yeah.
But I'm terrible at it. But I've worked on that. I've worked on a lot of things with my shrink, to calm myself down.
Yeah.
And it's it's with certain and it's fun to play with John because he's super good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's awesome to see how good. I mean, he's got a fucking hole in one.
Yeah.
But
must
he's
be nice.
fun to play with because he
Yeah.
gets after it. But yeah, it's I've my goal this year is to be a better. There's a lot golf etiquette is one thing, but there's also you got to be a good time. You can't be the guy who
You
is a
can't
good
take
fr-
it too seriously.
Well,
That's
yeah,
the
and a
key.
friend of mine once told me none of us are going to qualify. But I still have fun doing it.
My favorite line when I play with friends and they get too serious or they're asking me, can I hit another one? I'm like, this isn't the fucking tour.
Right,
Throw
just
another
hit.
one down.
Yeah, fuck
Right,
it.
yeah, hit.
You paid $80 to play 18 holes here. You might as
Yeah,
well get
hit.
some more shots in.
Yeah.
Enjoy
That-
it.
It's I don't like playing with people who take it too serious.
Oh, and that's no fun either. It's once again, we're not on the tour. You don't need to be like that.
Yeah, no, that's not fun.
Or if money's involved, I get it a little bit. But for the most part, if you're just out there,
Yeah, I never play for money.
yeah,
I ever.
you just don't have enough
No.
self-trust there.
Not even that. I don't want to play for money.
It's all the stress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to get that involved.
Dude, you remember when we played with Bubba? He's like, you're hitting it out of a dividend.
Oh, I couldn't say the word divot.
Yeah, I think I
You
was.
couldn't say the word divot.
No.
Divot.
I was trying to hit a golf ball out of a divot. I couldn't even say it now. A divot.
A thing I'm gonna bring back this summer was in the early days of Twitter when I was a kid and we were playing golf. If you took a really big divot and it was huge, we had this hashtag called #PostYourPelt, where you basically just take a picture next to your fucking beaver tail divot. I'm gonna bring that back. So if you ever hit a big one,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
#PostYourPelt.
All right, I can
we'll,
do that.
We'll get a good collection going.
I will do that.
Maybe we'll
That's a
make
good idea.
Photo collage.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
a good idea.
And then we all have something in common. The ball probably didn't go as far as the divot went.
No, yeah, I do that all the
Yeah.
time.
Especially on a rainy morning when you're
Yeah.
on a wet course.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah,
you're gonna take up an entire chunk.
it's fun though.
Yeah.
It's a very fun sport to play.
Yeah.
Very frustrating, but very fun.
Oh,
Yeah,
social,
extremely
too.
frustrating. Yeah,
Something
yeah,
you can just get out with your friends and just not worry about shit, not be on your phone.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
Throwing
good,
a
good,
chew.
good escape from life.
yeah. Throwing a chew. Yeah,
Have a couple too many
it's a good time.
cocktails. That's what we like to
Have
do.
a stogie.
Ooh,
yeah.
by the
do
way,
Well, you
anything.
can smoke a
Yeah.
stogie.
whatever relaxes you. I need
Well,
something to
actually,
relax
what
me
you
on
can't
there.
do on the golf course legally is smoke crack.
Yes.
So that's
Yeah, don't do
that's,
that.
That's
Don't
what
do
I'm
that
just-
shit.
Yeah, none of
I
that.
just wouldn't
crazy.
smoke crack in general.
Yeah.
But that's just
no,
yeah,
no.
well, yeah, it's
yeah,
not,
you should.
that's not just limited to the golf
Yeah,
course.
don't do
so-
that at all.
no, do not.
No.
Yeah, not
But-
advising you to smoke crack.
Well,
One other question I had, I can't remember, was it you or Creasel? One of you guys watched Armageddon for the first time?
Me.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah,
How'd
I
you
watched
like it?
It's great.
Great movie.
It's a sob fest though.
Yeah,
it's
at the
really
end there.
sad. It's really sad. It's good though. I
Holy
mean, I don't
shit.
know how I never saw it, but it was
well, with the list of actors that's in it, I remember
yeah,
my
I mean,
roommate
it's a
was
giant
watching it.
summer blockbuster. Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
first time I'd seen it ever. Yeah, it's great. It was really
Top
good. Yeah.
5 Bruce Willis movie.
Yeah, it probably is. It's
Yeah.
probably my favorite Bruce Willis film. It's
Yeah.
really good. Sad. It's got everything you need.
Yep, it's got the love
Yeah,
story.
It's got the love story.
It's
It's
got the
got
sacrifice.
father-daughter story.
Oh,
It's got
man,
everything.
You
Yeah.
get some space
You get-
sci-fi shit
you
in
get
there.
you get everything. It's
Yeah.
like the fucking everything in
The-
that movie.
It's fun too. Like when I posted, then I saw that for the first time. Like, obviously, I love Twitter, but sometimes Twitter is just too fucking cruel.
Toxic.
It's toxic,
So toxic.
but sometimes it's fucking brilliant. Like
Yeah.
one guy wrote, "How can you watch a movie where they land on a crater and there's no gravity, or there's gravity on the fucking crater? How does that work?"
yeah.
Like it's funny. Like how can you watch a movie that just it picks its
fake.
it picks when it when it's like real and it picks when it's not real.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm always that guy watching the movie when people say shit like that. I'm like, it's a movie. If it didn't
a
have
movie.
gravity, it would suck.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
There's a
Correct.
lot
It's
of
a
parts of
movie.
movies that would suck.
The
if
Marvel
it
movies
wasn't
make
realistic.
billions and billions of dollars, and none of those things are real.
No.
It's a movie.
No. At all. So fucking
Most
It's a
sci-fi
movie,
real
yeah.
things will never happen.
No, it's
But-
a movie.
Yeah, it all depends on the genre.
Yeah. Another thing that's fake is video games. Segue into my question here.
Ooh.
I
That's a good one.
seen you guys. You guys, or I've seen streams of you guys playing a lot of shit ton of video games.
Yeah.
The KFAN guys.
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that shit. And I saw a video a few years back. I don't know if it was when you were playing Rocket League or some shit, but like,
I think it was Mario
well,
Kart or something.
it wasn't relevant.
Whatever.
But I just remember like. It was, you guys couldn't play for 5 minutes because like hockey was giving you shit about your pants and wearing like women's
they're
pants.
pink. Yeah, they're pink pants. Yeah.
And
then
you're
he
like, they're
wanted to see-
women's They're not women's
No,
fucking
they're not
pants.
women's pants. They were men's pink sweatpants that I bought at Lululemon, and I wore them. I've never worn them again. My gal wears them.
Oh.
I was so fucking. Here's the thing, okay?
Yeah.
I get shamed by a guy who wears Harley Davidson shirts and a guy who dresses like he's selling dime bags to sixth graders. Corey wears Puma fucking sweatshirts every day, and those two fashionistas give me shit all the time about stuff that I wear.
Has Corey even been near a soccer field before?
No,
No.
but I will give them. They were awful. Like you could see my ass in them.
Yeah.
Like you could. They were so thin. But I'll never forget. They wanted me to stand up. I'm like, fuck you. I'm not standing
stand
up.
up. You're like, fuck
No,
off.
I'm
You're trying
not.
to play.
No.
But
No.
I don't blame you for never
No.
wearing them because there are those like clothing purchases you make where someone says one comment and you're like, that's it.
No.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
it.
doing
They're going,
this
No,
they're
shit.
going to
that's it.
Goodwill now.
But I will say, and that's why I love those two. I fucking love Korean hockey because everything's funny and everything's a bit. And they made that. They savaged me about. I literally. I didn't know I had them. And then one day, I was sitting in the living room, and my gal walks out, and I'm like, "Are those mine?" She's like, "Yeah, they're at the bottom of your drawer in the closet." I'm like, "Holy fuck! I thought I threw those away." But yeah, but it's because this sweatshirt, which I
Yeah.
wear all this pink sweatshirt.
Yeah.
that's
that I
not,
wear
that's
all-
not too
That's
pink,
not
though.
bad.
No, but I wear
was
this.
that like the
but
same
but
color?
yeah.
Oh.
But I've had this longer. It's been washed, so it's way
Yeah.
lighter.
So it's a little more.
But yeah,
faded.
I wear this thing all the. I love these sweatshirts, but yeah, they fucking savaged me for those.
I just
pants.
remember seeing that video. Like, I think Bubba showed me.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, this is fucking hilarious.
That
They're
was
just giving
good.
you so much shit.
Oh yeah. They give me a ton of shit, but they also they take it too though.
Yeah.
Well, and
they're the best.
We have a similar dynamic.
Yeah.
We just rip on each other all the time.
Well,
and
that's what it
that's
is,
part of
though.
the fun.
You
like if
thrive
I
on
knew
it.
that they like there's sometimes where like someone will say something or not even on the show, but like somebody will say something and I look at them and like, do you mean that? And it's like, if you mean it, then you're a fucking dick. Then I
Yeah.
have a problem with you.
Yeah.
Like if you're like, I don't know, I think I'm just sometimes I and it's my fault, but I pick and choose who I let shit on me. Like sometimes I'll just be in a bad mood and somebody will say something, I'll go, why? And they'll be like, I'm just going along with like, I'll go out, like I used to do a lot of appearances and I would have people come up to me and they'd make fun of me and I'd look at them and go, what?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know who you are.
Yeah.
Who
Well,
are
no,
you?
but that does go full circle to the like, okay, my friends can shit on me, but like you're some random guy.
It's just
Like-
weird. Like, and I,
Stop.
I, for the most part, will be. I will be as friendly as I possibly can.
Yeah.
I used to not be, but I've worked on that. I've worked on a lot of things. But like, I try and be as friendly as I can. But if you fucking lead with something like, I mean, we don't need to expand on this, but there's some people that I've gone out like and done appearances with, like years ago, and they would lead with my ex-wife, and I'm like,
Yeah, don't bring that
What?
shit up.
No,
You-
that's-
You bring that up to anyone
right,
else?
right,
Out of
and that
bounds.
right. You would never, and I'm like, huh? Or like they'll like make fun of me for something. I'd be like, dude, I don't even know who you are.
Yeah. Fuck
So
off.
that sometimes I have a problem with, but other than that, like
Yeah.
if it's and
good
sometimes,
shit, good
but
fun.
sometimes it's funny. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's shit I do that's like legitimately that I've done where they make fun of me that should be made fun of. Like I should be made fun of for a lot of fucking things that I do, It just depends on kind of the mood I'm in. So,
Oh,
yeah.
no, I get that. Like, there are days where you could rip on me and I would laugh along, but if I'm having a
Sure.
bad day and you
Yeah,
say something
correct,
wrong,
yeah.
I'm going to fucking
Or-
snap.
Yeah, if it's multiple people, it's like
It's like, shut up.
stop.
Yeah, that's enough. Yeah,
I'm
I don't
gonna
need to be
fucking blow
I
up
don't need to
here.
be shit on anymore. I don't want to
Yeah.
get pink eye. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
man.
yeah, that's kind of ironic considering we started the conversation with the pink sweatpants.
Yeah, which that was
that's
I
funny,
forgot about that. Every once in a while, my
By the-
gal and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, those are mine. I literally wore them once. I wore them for like 4 hours.
And
The second I got home, I took
were
them off
never
and I
putting
never,
'em-
I
yeah.
never fucking wore
Yep,
them again.
yep.
I almost threw them out, but I'm like, they're too fucking expensive to just
Yeah.
throw out.
Dude,
So I
lemon.
kept them.
that was
yeah.
me with like, I can't remember, there was like a really thin t-shirt I wore one summer and I took a picture of it and like as a friend, someone's like, oh, I can see your tits or something. Or they're like, so many tits in one photo. I like threw the shirt away.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm like,
well,
no, I can never wear that
yeah,
again without
sometimes
thinking
you just
that.
get triggered,
gets in
man,
your
if you've had
head.
enough.
Gets in your head, right, Bubs?
Yeah.
Does anyone have any final questions for Sauce before we do the rapid fire?
Well, I was just gonna say quick. I think you and Bubba have something in common. I think you have that Kobe haters tweet. Or
oh,
in-
the Twitter
in-
bio.
in
Yeah.
Yours
Oh,
is
yeah.
Twitter bio.
I love
He-
that bit.
He tweets that out all the fucking time.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
true,
when I
though.
get shit on,
It's true though.
that's what I say.
It's
Stick to
true.
it.
It's
But-
100% true.
Yeah,
no.
yeah. And there's some people who have emailed me or tweeted at me like, "How fucking important do you think you are?" I'm like, I don't think I'm important at all, but it's true.
Mm.
Like you just nobody remember. Yeah, I love that. I love
Yeah,
that
it's a good quote. Yeah.
that Kobe quote. Yeah.
Well, and that reminds me, I think this summer we did some sort of video in here, and those TVs were in the background, and some guy on Twitter just goes, "That's a shitty studio. Like, what are those TVs from 1995?" And then I responded with the Kobe thing, and they're like, "Did you just fucking quote Kobe?" I'm like, yeah.
Why not?
You're the one who
You're
ate
just
it.
hating.
You,
Right,
you
yeah.
fed right into it.
Yeah.
You're hating
right.
on us.
Yeah.
By the way,
See you at the studio,
did
so.
anyone else do like that when he said twice, like, "Oh, it's just a bit. It's the name of the show."
Yeah.
I kind of have like that Leonardo meme in my head where he's like this, like pointing
yeah.
at the camera.
Oh, yeah.
So we're looking at the TV or
Yeah,
whatever.
we might
Yeah.
be modifying the intro
Yeah.
Yeah.
for this episode. So
We
look
might.
out for that.
Yeah.
But
Might
you-
be in our intro some
Let
more.
me ask you guys this question. You have all
Yeah.
these, like, all over this place. You have all these, like, food things. Like, what's
Mhm.
that pizza thing back
Oh, you want to know the story behind that?
Oh,
That's
boy.
like
He does
giant.
food
pizza.
No,
challenges.
this is a great story. And turn around. There's one behind you there.
Nicollet Diner.
Oh, yeah, that place is amazing.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
So Bubba's whole thing was he goes to restaurants and they do these extreme food challenges. Tyson.
Creasel has that at his
Yeah.
house.
Well, I got an Oshi one right behind you too.
Yeah, Oshi's he's good shit. I've met that guy a couple times.
Yeah,
Awesome.
but going back to the one you pointed out, right? So we had kind of had a Twitter thing where he did eating challenges at these big restaurants.
Yeah.
And then like it picked up enough traction where restaurants started reaching out to us and said, "Hey, we got an eating challenge for you, whatever." So this Andy's, we'll give him the shout out. Andy's hometown pizza in like what is it?
St.
St.
Michael.
Michael,
St. Michael. Yep.
Albertville.
So
Pretty fucking
so
good
he
pizza.
messages Bubba, I think, and says, "Hey, I got a monstrosity pizza. It was like
It was a 30-inch pizza.
30-inch pizza.
Jesus.
You get 2 guys. You bring your crew, come up and do it." So we're like, all right. We show up there. There's like a sign on the door of the business. And yes, it was during COVID time, so it was already kind of limited seating, but it said, "Closed for private party." Like, shit, they closed down the whole restaurant for this? Like, we did like a Periscope stream, and it got a couple hundred viewers every time, but we didn't think, like, once again, you know, they thought we were important. We're like, all right. Like, went inside, and they were waiting for us and everything, and they were getting the pizza ready. And then the Powertrip Codes guy showed up. He came and watched us.
Yeah,
Dave,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, Dave's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a class act. Him and Power Trip Bets are they're two of the best
Yeah.
people ever.
Yeah. So
Yep.
so he hit us up is like, "Hey, I heard you guys are like going to this place. Like, I heard through the grapevine that you guys are going to be in town." I'm like, "Is this like something people are talking about?" Sure enough,
was
we
weird.
start to eat, and we're doing it was like 40 minutes to eat the whole pizza.
So
we're
it's only
eating.
2 of you?
3 of us.
3. So it's,
you 3?
We
Yeah.
us
Yep.
3 did
Yep.
it, and him and I, like, we don't eat a lot, so I mean not as much as he did. So we like trained ourselves.
Yeah,
we like
we
looked up a diet. We did
The Joey
The-
Chestnut
the
bit.
gallon of water, like the vegetables. We followed the whole. It was tough. Like, I mean, you have to expand your stomach in like 24 hours.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're like sitting there just inhaling this pizza, and like random people start like showing up and walking in.
Wow.
A woman who owned a gas station next door said she closed down the inside of the gas station to come watch. Like, we were the thing.
that was
hap-
so weird, but I'm like, okay.
That's
and
sweet,
it's,
though.
Yeah.
It's sweet, but
Yeah,
it's
that was
not
pretty
Good for you
sweet.
guys.
Thank
yeah,
you.
I mean, it's weird though because it's not even something like we're not even bragging. We just kind of look back on it. We're like, that was really odd. Like, anything else we go around and do, there's not like people waiting for us. But at this specific
Yeah.
time, we were like the thing that was happening. We crushed it. We got it done. So
Yeah, that's
we had
badass.
to throw it in the frame and everything.
Yeah. How long did it take you? Do you have a time limit?
45 minutes or so.
Oh, so we had an hour to do it. We did,
Yeah.
it,
We
we
had an
did it
hour.
in 45 minutes.
Yeah, so I think it was like 42 minutes or something like that. But
And
That sucked.
I think like the success rate was less than 50% of people that
Jeez.
tried
Yeah.
it. So we
even
crushed
three,
it. But
like amongst 3 people teams. So
the one
Yeah.
behind you was the Barbarian
It's
Breakfast.
the
at-
Nicollet Diner.
Nicollet
That
Diner.
oh boy,
What's
that
that?
looks-
it was
Uh,
like 6 sunny side
there's a
up
picture
eggs.
of it right behind your left
That-
shoulder.
Yep. So that's
That was the picture on the left.
Oh my god.
Large pizza-sized pancake.
and that's the post of Bubba after he ate
Oh,
all
I
that shit.
hated.
He's in
I
pain.
hated myself. I hated myself. I felt so sick.
See, I feel like I
It's a
could
lot
have got
of sugar.
Yes.
Because you got to put syrup on it or it's too fucking dry.
Yep.
doughy.
Yeah,
and-
yeah, yeah.
the-
It's too much sugar.
Dude, I eat like 2 pancakes, and I feel like
I
I'm
love pancakes.
but I always overeat them, and then I want to throw up. Like,
Oh,
they
yeah,
just- they-
The
you
dough
get- you
and
get
flour,
So,
yeah.
So the
fills you
key
up
to
so
it
fast. Yeah.
is you got to get like real maple syrup because it's thin. So it's not as you don't have to put as much on.
You don't have
That's
to
the
cake it on. And
right.
Sugar,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because shitty syrup is thick, and you got to
Mhm.
put a ton of it on because it's basically
Dries right
it-
up.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
like mustard, where it's
Yeah.
just
Oh.
yes.
Yep.
You got to get real good,
Yeah.
real maple syrup, and it's way better on
Okay.
pancakes. Yeah,
And then the third one he did was the mother of all burgers down in Lakeville, B52. When he
B52s is great.
when
Yeah,
he
I love
crushed
that
that
place.
one,
Yeah, that
the
place is
whole
phenomenal.
entire restaurant gave him a standing ovation.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Good
wasn't
for
there
you,
for that,
man.
but-
Thanks, man.
Yeah, dude, what a
Be proud,
What
dude.
a
That's
time.
sweet.
That
It's-
was
I mean-
a easier challenge, I should say.
So out of all 3 of them, that's the toughest.
had to have been the toughest, right? I mean,
Oh,
that's a large
I mean,
pizza-sized
it was
pancake.
the pancake was so it was.
Brutal.
I wanted to. I hate pancakes now just because of that.
Oh,
Yeah, dude, I could never do it again.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just the guys filming
That's
it. You
too
know, we're
much.
we're
Yeah.
crushing cocktails and we're just filming it. So, I don't know. Out of all the things, yeah, those ones are the personal touch.
Yeah, but be
touch
proud of that.
items.
That's fun.
Oh, yeah.
That's good shit.
Yeah. We need to
That's
do another
great
one
shit.
here.
Well, and it's
We'll
yeah.
see.
it's funny. I don't know if you guys can relate to this. You probably can, but like just as like your dynamic and your themes and like your bits, you go in such crazy phases. Like that was like 5 months ago, and I feel like that was like a totally different company we were working on from like where we are now. And it's only been a few months, but now we're doing such different shit
Yeah.
in just such a short amount of time. Like that was the cool thing to do, and we're so beyond that. Now we're doing other shit, and in a month later, it'll probably be something totally different.
Yeah.
That's
You
what's
just gotta
so-
evolve.
You got to just ride the wave.
A month
Correct.
later, we'll be in Vegas getting fucked up and gambling.
Right.
We got an
Good
Airbnb.
time.
We got an Airbnb with a pool.
That-
You gonna do a
yeah.
cannonball?
We'll see.
Oh yeah, we got to do that. No, that's gonna happen.
Ride the
Yeah.
wave.
The cannonball.
Anyone got any final questions?
I think
No?
I'm.
I think I'm good. Yeah.
All right. Meatsauce. Signature bit here. It's called the rapid fire.
All right.
10 questions. Answer them as fast as you
All
can.
right.
All right. Ready?
All right. Yeah.
All right. You're on a deserted island, and a ship washes up that just has a shitload of alcohol on it, but it can only be one type. What is it?
It's wine. Red wine.
Nice.
Red wine.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the wine ship.
Case of wine. Yeah. Red wine.
Yep.
Perfect.
In self-defense, how many fourth graders could you fend off at one time?
Oh, a lot. 10.
Okay, so Lieber said 7.
Yeah. I bet 10. Well.
You're still sticking with 10.
Yeah. Lieber said 7. Yeah. 5. Lieber's way stronger.
Okay,
than way
yeah.
better.
Lieber
I mean,
set the standard. I think.
I'd tire
though.
out eventually, though.
Yeah.
What did Tommy say? I mean, Tommy's got that offensive lineman stuff.
What did he say?
I think he said like a whole class. No, Kevin Fallness said like a whole class. We're like, no, stop. That's like
yeah, I
30
bet
of them.
5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think 5 is a
That's a
fair
good number.
number.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna get tired eventually, right? That's
Correct.
the thing.
Quick.
What do you like better, Minneapolis or St. Paul?
Minneapolis. I live in
Minneapolis?
Minneapolis. Mike
yeah.
Allen, I live in Minneapolis. Minneapolis is amazing. I mean, I know it's in a weird spot currently with like the pandemic, and but it's a beautiful area with a lot of beautiful people that are. Yeah, the community it's a great community around
Well,
Minneapolis.
Beautiful buildings, beautiful
Yeah,
stadiums
yeah.
now. It's the
Yeah.
city's evolved.
Once
in.
everything comes back, yeah, downtown Minneapolis is super fun.
Oh,
Yeah, oh,
that-
yeah.
dude, that's
On a-
what we talk about how much we miss that
On
shit
a
all
summer
the time.
night,
Yeah.
you go
Cowboy
to the Loon, you
Jacks
go to
or
all that shit.
Twins
yeah.
It's fucking
games.
fun.
Yeah, it's
I miss
It's a
fun.
all
good
that.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
Drunken nights, fun time.
Would you rather slap a random baby or your own grandmother?
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, that's a good question.
Great, yeah.
Don't you have to slap a baby to get it to start
Yeah.
breathing.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a loophole.
is it?
You,
I think
so
it
that,
yourself
yeah,
point
that.
that out.
I couldn't.
You're gonna
yeah,
save a life
that, yeah,
by doing
Because
it.
don't you? Then it like opens up their like
Yep.
breathing and their tear ducts and all that. Like
Sure.
you got to get them. It's basically like, you're revving the engine on.
Yeah,
I'd
you're starting.
Yeah, a newborn if it
Okay.
needed it.
Okay.
Other than, yeah.
You pulled out some.
You're
some
saving a life.
science. That's
Yeah,
good
yeah.
shit,
Yep.
man. Would you rather walk to work in high heels or drive your Tesla in reverse?
Tesla in reverse because I could see the way that I'm going, and you could probably, fuck, high heels. I wore high heels, and Corey and I lost that bet at the Mall of America. It's super uncomfortable. My feet are too wide. Yeah.
High heels look terrible though. I mean,
dude,
what
that's
your foot
terrifying.
is at like it's
Yeah.
like
I would definitely break an
shape.
ankle. I feel
Yeah,
like
I would
walking
too.
I
in
feel like
those.
my feet already
Yeah,
suck.
I'd get
couldn't-
so
I couldn't
tired,
deal
yeah.
with that.
Ooh.
Oh, this one's probably an obvious one, but would you rather never speak again or always say what's on your mind?
I'd rather always say what's on my. I kind of do anyway.
Well, and
Yeah.
I guess we
And
need
if
to
I
ch-
never spoke again, I'd be out of a job.
that's
Yeah.
we
yeah.
always interview these media people. I always forget to switch the questions up for that, so I got to remember that.
It's
next
an
time.
interesting question, though.
This is hilarious because it was one of the first things you said when you came on was if you were and we came up with this question like well before you got here. If you were given an all expenses paid trip to Cleveland, would you take it?
No.
All
Cleveland sucks.
expenses.
I
No.
tried to hold it in when he's
Everything's
like
paid for.
Cleveland is such a shithole.
No, I wouldn't go to Cleveland. No, I'd stay home.
Yeah.
I'd stay home.
Just
what are
stay
you
home,
gonna
pay for
do?
booze.
Yeah, I'd stay home.
Well, now you can watch Rosario just beat us up, but
Correct. Yeah, I'd stay
it's
home.
one thing to
yeah.
do. But yeah, what's more realistic, ghosts or aliens?
Man, that's a great question because, oh man, I'm fucking convinced that I know people think I'm nuts. I'm convinced the place that I live in has a ghost, and my good friend the Beezer banged a ghost, and I believe it. Yeah, one of the
Sex
guys
with a ghost.
in that house that we lived at with the snake, he would tell us that there was this ghost lady that he fornicated with one night. And I was like, what? He's like, I've had sex with a ghost. And I was like, Beezer, you're out of your mind.
Where
He's
do you
like,
want acid?
No. He's like, and that's the same story at that place. And I've told the story, and everybody thinks I'm dumb and crazy for it.
Is he sure that he didn't just sit on his hand and play an away game?
No, he claims he slept with a ghost, but the comeback is he lived with his cousin, and it was Christmas time, and everybody was gone from the building, and there was one person in the building. The other one that had the key was in New York visiting his family, and he was sitting there watching something on TV, and the door was deadlocked, bolted, and all that.
Yeah.
He claims that the door unlocked, opened, slammed, and deadbolted. No one was there. So that's the female ghost probably noticed, walked in and saw that it wasn't the Beezer, so slammed the door because the ghost is looking to get laid, but it wasn't the Beezer. So
Wasn't
yeah,
the
I
dude I
believe it.
wanted.
Yeah.
Can I say both?
Oh, sure. No,
I
I
think
I,
I believe in
I think they're
both.
both real.
I think ghosts are real. Yeah,
like
I think
DOD
yeah.
thinks they're
Yeah.
real. So
yeah, I think they're both real.
fornicated with a ghost. I don't know if that's like a fantasy or a nightmare.
I think it's both.
It's a little bit of both.
I think it's both.
I feel like, and after you do it once or a few times, then you're probably just into it, right?
Yeah, and if you're terrible with a ghost, like if a ghost thinks you're a bad lay,
then don't even try with humans.
move on. Yes, correct.
I feel like that could be a lot of people's play. Like, I lost my virginity to a ghost.
But
Can you
not,
prove
but
that?
not, but not everyone can
Disprove
say
it?
that. So that's kind of dope.
And don't
yeah,
leave
in a
with that because then
sense.
you'll never get laid.
No,
That's true.
yeah, don't do that.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah, good call. Would you rather always have one rollerblade on your foot or have someone walk in front of you that's going a little slower than you want to go?
That's a good question. I'd rather have the walking slower because then I wouldn't feel bad walking as slow as I walk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You could blame it on someone else.
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. If a movie was made about your life, who's going to play you?
Jack Black.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I see
Jack
it.
Black. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
School,
School
of
of
Rock.
Rock.
chick.
Yep.
Step off.
Yeah.
Step
Right,
off.
Nacho Libre.
Ooh, Nacho
Yeah.
Libre.
I haven't
is
seen that
fucking
movie
awesome.
in years. I got to go back and watch
Yeah,
I've
it.
never
that's a-
seen it.
Really?
Yeah,
it's
no.
pretty good. It's pretty funny.
It's pretty funny from what I remember.
fucking
But there's some
hilarious.
movies you think are funny as kids, and then you grow up and you're like, that's fucking stupid. Why did I
The-
laugh
Yeah.
at that?
The-
School of Rock's good though.
School of Rock. You ever seen like the Pick of Destiny?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I've
Kyle
met
Gass.
Jack Black.
Really?
He came in studio promoting. He was
No
on.
shit.
I've heard. Yeah, this
he
is
was
a
on
good bet.
KFAN and he was on KWB promoting Goosebumps because he was
Oh
in that.
yeah.
And he
Yeah,
showed up and
4, 5,
he was
6,
late. And we were gonna have him in studio, so we got done interviewing and we went down the hall because he would just got done on KWB, and he was standing in the hall. And I'm like, this is the only fucking chance we're gonna get to meet him. And I told him, I said, I go, I won a Halloween costume contest once as you, and I didn't have a costume. And then Brian Oak came up to him, and he goes, dude, I have to show you. And Brian Oak goes into his pocket, and he pulls out the Pick of Destiny. And Jack Black goes in his pocket and pulls out the Pick of Destiny.
No way.
He had it on him. That's how cool Jack Black is.
He's not just doing
He's
the
always
movie
ready
like
to go.
He's that cool.
He's not just the guy like I did that movie. I'm not dealing with that
No.
shit again. Like he's like
He
it's
had
part
it-
of me.
He had it in his pocket. It was sweet.
That is
Sick.
that would make my fucking life.
It
when
was
that
cool.
happened.
He
Like,
was
that'd
cool
be
as
fucking
shit.
sick.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Sauce, we'd love to say we've loved having you on. Do you have any final thoughts before we part ways here?
No, I appreciate you guys having me on. This is really fun. You guys are good. I'd keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody tell you anything different. And yeah, I hope I wasn't too boring or didn't have
no.
anything
Oh
That's
God,
great.
no.
fun
No,
to say.
no.
And yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, hell
It
yeah.
was fun.
Think to have you on again sometime.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
a blast.
I'd be down. Yeah, thank
All
you.
right,
Coming
cool.
down.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right.
Yep.
Well, folks, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.